Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's the
Okay.
Dismesh 75 one. So the other ones are from other brackets I played that saved.
This
Devin's
one?
actually a really good save. Yeah, the Dismesh 75 Skull Kid, yeah.
Okay.
I won
Um,
the set versus Gorgon, so I would say skip that and then watch this set and the other one. But
okay, so let's take a look. Okay, first, let's talk about the matchup. Or I'll give you my thoughts on the matchup if you want. Um,
okay.
so here's the thing. Ness is really, really good at boxing. Like, his it's really annoying to box with Ness because like his forward air will beat like everything except for like maybe like a perfectly timed forward air from us, but like that's not good, right?
That's not good.
Um his dash attack is like super good at like catching landings. His down tilt he can like spam if he's like right next to us. His up air, again can like beat everything just because of like, he has like really good movement. It's like sometimes you can catch him with down air, but it's like tricky, right? His back air is kind of just busted. You just like can't do anything against back air, right? Like we can't use a lot of like our traditional tools, right? Like we can't really like pressure him with like nair and neutral, right? Like we're gonna lose if we try to use like nair and neutral, right? Like our aerials against his aerials, like he's gonna win, right? Again, we now up air, our up air is pretty good against him. It's actually really good against him. So once we have him juggled in the air, like I love juggling Ness with up air and obviously with like boomerang. Now, the tricky part is like neutral, right? So it's like, okay, Ness has really good movement, and we can't like contest him super well air to air. So like, what do we do, right? Like, because here's the thing, like if we just camp him, he's probably gonna find a way in. Like he's gonna try to corner you. He's gonna use like magnet mix-ups, right, to like control his movement, and then he's gonna like back air your shield safely, or do some like up air mix up and like try to grab you, or like PK fire, right? And like that's not fun, right? So you can't let yourself get cornered. Like playing from the corner sometimes is okay, right? But you don't want to like just camp against him. You kind of have to do a combination, in my opinion, of like camping and like movement. You don't necessarily have to contest him. Like again, you don't necessarily have to like fight him, box him like air to air, but you do have to move. Like you just have to like not let yourself get cornered. So what I like to do against Ness is I like to trap him with like frame trap him with like projectiles. So I do think our projectiles are like really good against him at like the mid and long range. Obviously at short range they're pretty bad. Because again, like his back air will just like beat everything, right? And like even bomb, it's like if you're too close, he will be able to like aerial grab bomb and like hit you. So I think mid range, long range, you definitely want to be setting up projectiles. You want to be cutting off angles, and you want to be sort of like trying to understand his movement habits, right? And then based on those
Yes.
movement habits, that's how that's how you get your opening. So that's how you can start looking for like, okay, is he trying to like full hop approach? Maybe I can do like a run under, up air, short hop up air, right? Is he trying to stay grounded a lot? Okay, maybe I can like dash grab like after I have boomerang out, right? Or hey, is he trying to use PK fire a whole bunch? Oh well, okay, then you can snipe his PK fire like his short hop PK fire angle with like boomerang or arrow or bomb sometimes, right? So that's how I think we get our openings. We sort of want to like try to keep him out with projectiles and get a read on his movement, and then call out his movement. Because the good thing is like he isn't super super fast. I mean he's okay, but he's not like the fastest, right? Like and he does have to like approach. Like he can't like he will get camped if he doesn't approach. So I think
Faster in
those
the air than on the ground.
yeah yeah. So, and obviously he has baseball bat as a reflector, but it's not even very good because you can actually just like hold your projectile, like change your timings, and you can still beat it, or you can bait him into bat, right, and then like just run up grab or something. So his bat isn't super good. It's an okay like mix up for him, but it's not super good if you play around it. Again, I think the biggest thing we have to worry about is like getting cornered and getting like magnet like back aired or something. So as long as you avoid that, I think you're good. And then obviously, just like juggle him, like juggle him with up airs and keep him in disadvantage with like boom between like boomerang, up air, and like forward air. You know what I mean? And just like combo him. You know, do the standard like youngling combos, and then just kill him. Okay, so those are my thoughts on the matchup. So now let's kind of take a look at what happens.
Imagine that Skoka doesn't really use Magnet in neutral, which is unlike the other Nessos
That's
in my
good.
region.
Okay, so off the bat, ooh,
Misinput.
yeah. Kind of missing your movement here. You did fire. Yeah, that's gonna be ugly. Big damage. And I mean, yeah, that's just like, I mean, literally you can't do anything other than like, try to SDI like as fast as possible. But like that's just how it be. Okay, so now you're at ledge. This kind of
Well, I will.
sucks.
Oh,
Mhm.
I was gonna say, I feel like I knew going into this game, and especially sitting with boost tunnels, my hands felt like they were fucked. But another thing that
Mm,
I don't really understand is like how to recover momentum after losing winners and then going to losers. Because normally in like a bracket situation in the first few rounds, if I lose like round one or round two, fine, I can make a losers run. But it seems like as soon as I lose winners finals, I just do terrible in losers finals. It's always happening.
yeah, I'm not sure.
Like I'm not sure if it's a momentum and stuff, the momentum thing or whatever it is.
You might just be in your own head, honestly. I mean, also obviously the competition is going to be harder at that
I am
point,
prone to
right?
that.
Like the competition is going to be harder in losers
Yeah,
finals than like round two losers. But I mean, that might just be like a mental block thing because I don't think it should be particularly different. Um,
right.
but yeah, I feel you. Look, everyone already knows. Like I forgot how to play the game at LTC for a day, so it happens. It happens.
It
Uh,
happens. It happens.
okay. So you're on. Oh, I forgot to talk about like ledge play. Okay, being on ledge kind of sucks. Being on ledge like really
Yeah,
really
it's like our
sucks.
character sucks at ledge, and it's like I suck at ledge too. That's another thing. I feel like I'm really weak when I'm pushed in the corner and I feel forced to jump, or
Yeah.
I'm at the ledge. Those are my weakest parts as a player. I'd say, not even just my character.
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean also Ness is good at ledge trapping. Youngling's bad at ledge, so it's just like yeah, it's a combination of things. Okay, but I will talk about my thoughts about Youngling at ledge and the Ness. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I do neutral getup and jump from ledge like 80% of the time. And even between those two, I probably jump from ledge like 60% of the time. Okay? Like,
It sounds about standard for yelling gameplay in my own experience too.
right. And here's but I just want to, okay, I'm glad we're on the same page because here's the thing. A lot of people are like Z3, like that's bad. If you do the same option every time, you're going to get punished. So I'm like, yeah. Like yes and no. It's like it's actually kind of tricky for a lot of characters to punish jump from ledge, and you have a decent amount of mix-ups. And listen, it's like sometimes they don't expect you to jump from ledge the seventh time in a row. You know what I mean? Like
It's almost like
so
they should play young, they can experience the ledge pain.
yeah, until they force you to until they force you to respect them, like respect their ledge trapping, don't respect it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you're jumping from ledge and getting away with it every time, keep doing it. Honestly, that's my tip because like our jump from ledge is gonna be usually our best option. That and neutral getup. But like even after you neutral getup, like a lot of times you're literally just sitting there like shielding and then looking for your opportunity to like either like roll or jump anyway. You know what I mean? So like it's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of timing. It's a matter of timing and spacing. So here, I would say with this spacing you have right here, I would probably jump from ledge. You're probably fine also doing regular get up, but then again, like after regular get up, it's like you're gonna have to look for like, okay, when am I gonna jump or like what am I gonna do? And don't be afraid to plank either. I would say I plank a lot. It's fine. But okay, let's see what happens. But anyway, this is a bad
What play is
position.
this
Like
character?
this just happens, right? Like this is a bad position. Sometimes you're gonna get hit, and like that's just part of it.
Stage
Okay,
okay,
so you
yeah.
do you
I
do
don't
neutral
really.
get up.
Oh,
Cool, you're fine. Yep, you gotta shield this. You dropped it.
I dropped shield really early on a lot of
Yeah.
things. That is another
Okay,
habit I
that
have.
this should be a get up attack. 100%. This was a free get up attack. So you had like iframes from grabbing ledge. You saw that he upbeat. It was reactable. Like you get iframes from get up attack. You hit him out of this for free 100% of the time if you get up attack here. but I think you're
He can
doing
grab
great.
afterwards, though.
It's enough hit. He's in enough hit stun that he can't grab you. He gets knocked back. He doesn't have any true follow up after getting hit from get up attack.
So I'm pretty sure that he like really just played it, so I'm pretty sure I got a better punish.
Oh, okay. If you get a bigger punish, that's great. Not my only issue is with not going for the guaranteed thing is you might get hit by thunder. Now again, if you don't, fantastic, but I do think it's riskier.
It's risk, right?
Yeah. So you gotta grab, cool, and then this is gonna be either back air or up air, right? Yeah,
I'm
back
around
air.
there.
Oh, turn around air. Same thing. It's fine. Okay. So yeah, that's fine to juggle him with up air. You did a little
I don't
late,
like
so
this
you
straight
cheated.
though.
Yeah, you were
I
just a
missed
little late
that.
on it, but it's fine. I think going for up air there is good. Um, yeah, you jumped. He caught it. I mean, again, this is fine.
Yeah.
So, okay, you got out of tumble with fire arrow. That's fine. You're far away. Yep. Set up the projectile. It's fine. He ate it. Okay, you don't want to do this. This
Can't
is
do that.
bad. He's too close. He's too close. It's just okay, you committed to okay, so again, this is fine.
That's not.
He only used first he hasn't used double jump. And he's close enough to you that he can definitely get in on you, especially with magnet. Again, you say he doesn't use magnet, but especially with magnet, he can definitely get in on you and punish this. This is
Right.
a little too close to be using fire arrow when he's in the air. If he was on the ground, it'd be fine. But he's in the air, so this is not fine. Okay, he kind of fucked it up, but yeah. Good confirm. Okay, again, I don't
I
like
mean, he
this
does
fire
use
arrow.
magnet. I lied.
Okay, again, I don't like this fire arrow. So here's the issue. So let's talk about it. Okay, so let's talk about this situation just a little bit. So look, so you're right here. You are now actionable. Okay. Here's the thing.
Mhm.
So you have two options here, really, as far as I see it. I mean, technically three, but one of them's bad, right? So, okay, you can either try to like catch his shark his drift, catch him in the air. Your best way of doing that is going to be up air. So you can either
Right.
move right and up air, which I think is a fine option. Um, or you can move left and set up a boomerang, not a fire arrow. So there's multiple reasons why boomerang is way better than fire arrow in this position. So reason number one is boomerang is a stronger hitbox. So like it trades or it gets broken by a lot fewer things, right? Whereas arrow is a lot easier to break through. Cause it's the 7% window, right? You're aware of that? Anything that does
Yes.
7% more than another thing will beat it. Right. So one,
Mhm.
boomerang is stronger, therefore it will get eaten less. Two, boomerang has a better angle to cover where he's at. You can like you can cover this diagonal above angle. Also, it combos better. You can, boomerang combos better. You can cover this diagonal above angle way better than arrow can. Um, so it's safer. It covers more. It's also just a better projectile. Having returning boomerang is way more advantageous than just using fire arrow and not setting anything up, right? So point being, um, fire arrow is way less safe. It doesn't set up your game plan, and you didn't even have the spacing for it. To be honest with you, using arrow here is
Yeah.
it's basically a read. You're going for a read that it won't even lead to anything. Is the problem? Unless he just falls like a brick in place, which is very unlikely to be honest, right? Because if he's gonna be falling, he's gonna be trying to drift into you probably, right? Or he's gonna be trying to
Right.
drift away. It's like he's not gonna fall right in front of you to for you to fire arrow him, right? So yeah, so you got to be thinking about how you keep him juggled. And again, in order to keep him juggled, you really need to be thinking about either up air or setting up something more substantial, like a boomerang or a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, he was a little slow, but he could have punished that. Good, good, good GSA to punish his high aerial on shield. Okay, so again, you can try to go for short hop up air. It's probably not true here, but it's like, hey, if
Okay.
you hit it, you hit it, and if you don't, who cares, right? Yeah, you go for it. You could have probably drifted a little bit more before doing this, and then you did a full hop. Probably it's a lot safer to do a short hop.
Short hop, right?
Yeah. And again, you actually would have gotten a better angle using the short hop, but it's fine. I still the general idea was there, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. You're drifting. Yep. That's great. Great. This is what you want. That's great. Setting up boomerang. That's great. Yep. Cool. Okay. So here again. Hey, listen. You might win this. I have no clue. I've never seen this before. But I'm just telling you off the bat. I don't like this. Cause okay. So you actually had a pretty decent position right around here.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of space. You can set up another boomerang. You can pull out bomb. Like you can set up your game plan, right? Like he's not pressuring you. He's not threatening you with anything. But instead of doing that, again, you go for fire arrow. Doesn't lead to anything. And then again, you start using empty movement when again you have space. Again, you can use a boomerang here. You can use a bomb, right? But you just use empty movement when you're not really being pressured. And now you jump forward. He goes for a PK fire read. But if he had done forward air, like, I'm pretty sure he would have hit you. The only way he wouldn't have hit you is if you had hard read his movement and done a perfectly timed forward air yourself.
Okay.
So again, it's like it's thinking about like the risk reward, right? On the situation. It's like, okay, like let's say you land the forward air. Well, you're not gonna kill him, right? You actually didn't even go for the forward air. So it's like, what is this accomplishing, right? Whereas again, if you don't do a perfectly timed forward air, what happens? You get forward aired yourself, and like you literally have no other option, right? It's like you get what you're gonna like directional air dodge or something to not get hit. You know what I mean? Like you don't have any other option. So you get forward aired, and now you're in the corner, and you're probably at ledge, and now you might die, right? So again, it's like the risk reward on this movement is not good. So he goes for the PK fire, so you end up being fine, but it could have been bad. Okay, this jump is fine. I mean, he might nair you out of shield, but it's like whatever. Like this is just an awkward position. It's hard to be in a scramble situation like that. Like maybe you had enough frames to grab, but it's like really hard to like react. So no big deal. Okay, you end up shielding, and that's all mixed up because you also could have like, you know, drop shield, turn around, grab, right? But it's all mixed up, right? So it's all fine. Okay. Boomerang in place,
Ah,
not good. You needed
not
to
good.
retreat with a boomerang. Short hop back, boomerang. Okay. It's fine though. You go into shield. He can't do anything. You make space, hopefully. Yes, great. Okay, so again, you make space, but then look again, like you're going into him without any setup, and now okay, so what can happen here? You're
He can
gonna
back air. He can literally back
Yes,
air.
exactly, exactly. And it's like again, it's like maybe you get the forward air, but what's the risk reward on this? It's not a good risk reward, right? So yes, he can literally back air you. Okay, again, he's going for PK fire. Okay, I understand. You barely didn't have enough frames, or maybe you reacted late. Up air, you kill him hopefully.
He
Barely gonna
lives.
kill. I wonder if you could have killed him with a instant double jump. You might have been able to kill him with instant double jump up air.
I mean, I don't think it mattered. It's like that was already accounting for DI crossup, so it's kind of on him for not DIing it right.
Yeah. Well, am I wrong? Because if
The main thing is
you,
that my approaches are
well, anyway, either way, the
okay.
good stuff though. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. It's a mix-up. Again, it's like I don't. Here's the thing. It works out, right? But again, it's like, what's the risk reward on this? So again, look, you have all this time. He has to land, right? And you have all this time. So the issue is you're again, especially after you just hit an up air, like you're probably not gonna get frame one of up air, right? To kill him, and it's like slightly stale, so you're probably not gonna kill him with
Right.
another up air. So there, like I don't mind going for another up air, but probably what's better here is again setting up your game plan so that to make like trap him as he's landing. So you have all this time to set up. You could be setting up boomerang. You could be setting up bomb. But okay, so you're doing these empty movement, and then you retreat, so you don't even capitalize on it. And again, you're not setting anything up. You have space. You have space. Set something up. But okay, so you jump forward again without anything, and look, it works out. You do an air, but again, what's the risk reward on this? You get the nair, and I don't think you can't combo it off. Like you can't combo off of it, right? Like you don't get anything for getting that nair.
He could hit
Whereas
me.
he could hit you with up air, and you literally can't do anything about it. Like it's like okay, it, you could down air, but then it's like that's like again you're going for, that would be the only thing that I think would be fine to do here is literally go for like a hard call out down air, and the only reason why is because it'll kill, right? So if you want to try to kill him with down air, cool. But if you're going for a nair, like why are you going for a nair? You're not. He could hit you. He could hit you with up air, and like he's just gonna win. Like his up air is just gonna beat out your nair, right? And that's gonna be like 20%, and your kill percent, right? So it's not super good. Again, it's a risk reward thing, right? So my point is, when you have space, set up your projectile game. Set up your win conditions. Okay, so you get that. Okay, well, he missed the tech, so you got the nice down air and you killed him. Nice job. Nice. Again, like you're capitalizing really well on his mistakes, but they are his mistakes.
I don't even feel like I'm capitalizing on that mob. Because like I get one capitalization, be like, look how many times I like messed up, like I'm punished when I could have put myself in a position to punish, but I'm just backing off. And then when I do go in, it's with risk, where as opposed to like having a boomerang out or expecting a jump or with a bomb in hand or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing about having boomerang out or having a projectile out is, again, it's like, look,
But
people
at the
can say,
same time,
hey,
I feel like I
mhm.
I feel like if I you go on first.
I was gonna say, like, look, people can say, oh, you're being campy. One, who cares? Like, if you're being campy, like, literally, who cares? You're trying to play to win. But more than that, it's like you don't even have to think about it in terms of like just camping, right? Like, you are using the projectiles to cut off options from your opponent, and it forces them into limited options, and then you can cover those limited options. The fact that you have,
Right.
boomerang covering, say, the ground, that means that you can now expect them to either shield, right? And if they shield, like, and let's say you're gonna jump, right? So you jump, and now you can expect, well, they're gonna have to jump at a certain time, at a certain space, because my boomerang's gonna hit them otherwise, right? And so then you can preemptively, like, say, forward air, right? And then that they're going to have to be in that position, right? And then you can actually time your forward air in a predictable way where you're like, okay, I know my forward air has a very good chance of hitting here, right? Because they're forced to jump at a certain time at a certain angle, right? Um, Otherwise, they're going to get hit by boomerang. And now, granted, what's the other thing they could do? Well, sure, they could just like say shield your boomerang, but what happens? Like, okay, you jumped, like they shielded your boomerang, you're back in neutral. There was zero risk. See, there was zero risk in that interaction. You're cutting off their options, and you're making it so that your aggressive options are more likely to work, right? So, what were you gonna say?
I forgot.
Okay,
I literally forgot.
no worries. Okay, so you have bomb out. You throw a bomb. You think he's gonna probably like, um, what's it called? Like drop through platform. That's fine. You shield, which is also fine. Obviously tomahawk grab, but it's fine. It's a mix up. Like he has the space. Okay, you jump past. That's great. Yeah, that needed to be a jab, if anything.
I
Um,
needed to be a jab.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you can react to this, you need to
PK
jump.
fire again.
Yeah, if you can react to the PVK fire, you just need to jump. Okay, you timed the neutral get up invincibility, which is also fine. Because of the spacing, because he was so far back. Otherwise, it'd be really
Okay.
risky. Nice back air, fight your way out of the corner. Nice nair. And again, that nair is
Not
good
nice.
because like he doesn't have the angle, right? He's in disadvantage. You just hit him, right? He was just in hit stun. How did you get forward aired here? So again, I think this is fine. You have to fight your way out of the corner, so that's fine. The nair follow up's great just because like he's in hit stun, right? He is on the platform. Then you're trying to
I got
follow
into it, I
up.
think.
Okay,
Oh,
that's fine. I gotcha. Sus boomerang, but it's fine. Um. Okay. Let me look at that again. Okay. Again, fire arrow instead of setting up boomerang. Also, fire arrow when he's above you. I really don't like that.
mm-hmm.
Okay, nice. Grab punish up air. Yep. Yep. I actually love that. I do that all the time. It's like they want to land on top of you. You just do falling up air through platform. That's great. It's usually better to do slow falling up air instead of fast fall, but I don't. He probably wouldn't have hit it anyway because the angle he took. But it's good. Good. I like that. Okay. Um, Pretty aggressive boomerang, but I mean, if you're hard calling out his movement, I mean, it might kill confirm, so that's pretty cool. No? Okay. I want like could you let's see. I mean again it's hard to react also. Whoops.
I do want to look at that for Hugh Boy, Hugh Bob later, because Hugh is like basically a PR level player in my region. Again, PR in Chicago is really hard.
Yeah,
So
yeah, this is the tricky part, right? It's like we don't know that it's gonna hit.
you can't really
Oh, also he's
follow
only at
up that.
63%. I didn't even realize the percent. Yeah. It's like we didn't know it was gonna hit. If you knew it was gonna hit, you can obviously like combo it into up B, but it's fine. Okay, so your retreat. This is a fine arrow just because it's like your fastest. Like okay, you know he's gonna land here, and obviously arrow's the fastest projectile. Like he can't threaten you. So this arrow is actually fine. And it's like yeah, he jumps now. Again, now this is a situation again where you have space. You can do a retreating boomerang. Because here's the thing, it's like
And
what else are you gonna threaten him with, right? It's like literally everything else you can threaten him with at this angle is super unsafe. So you should really be looking for a boomerang. But you did an approaching boomerang instead of a retreating boomerang. This is very unsafe. And again, I wouldn't mind it if it could kill confirm, but I don't even know that you'll kill confirm off this. So I do kind of not like this as
yeah,
much. Okay, you try to catch him rising, which is again, I don't super love it, but it's okay. Um, okay, up B. Oh, turn around grab, that's mine too. Yep, that's fine. It's fine. Again, you're doing a lot of these like super
okay,
close approaching boomerangs. I don't love that. Um,
okay.
it's just like very risky.
Okay, so
It's like
and I
again,
have a question then.
yeah.
So if the camping is less risky, how do I approach in a less risky manner? Because I can't always be retreating because at that point they'll know they'll be retreating and then I'll be giving them stage control.
Yes. So that's a very good question. So multiple things to go into that. So one is, how earlier I was saying that, okay, you were at ledge and you did a back air to fight your way out, and then you did a nair
Mhm.
as a follow-up. You were
Yeah,
approaching with that nair, but I told you that was a good nair. Why? Because he was in disadvantage. You know a very good way to approach your opponent? When they're in disadvantage.
when they're disadvantaged.
Exactly. So anytime you get a projectile hit confirm, that's a great time to approach. Anytime you cut off a ton of options and you corner your opponent because say you force them to the corner with your projectiles, that's a great time to approach. Anytime you force your opponent to approach you but their movement isn't quite like where it needs to be, like you can whiff punish them, that's a great time to approach, right? It's like they're approaching you, but oops, They don't quite have the spacing, so you slightly retreat, then you whiff punish. That's a great time to approach. Um, so basically, you want to again the other thing I mentioned was okay. You use boomerang to say cover the ground. You know they're gonna have to jump. That's a great time to approach because you're dictating when and how you're engaging. You know that you're like that those times you're approaching, you have a much higher likelihood or guaranteed likelihood of success. So and again, it's fine to do mix-ups. You obviously don't want to get like super repetitive all the time with like, your patterns, and I get it. But like again, like look at, it's a question of the mix-ups. It's a question of like how often are you doing certain options, right? How risky are those options? Like yeah, like theoretically, you can just hard read your opponent the whole game, right? And just go in and just like hit them every time and you win. But like that's not, you know what I mean? Like that's not a realistic way of
That's
achieving
it.
success, right? So a more realistic way of achieving success is you go for low risk, moderate or high reward options, right? You just go for them over and over, and they have a good way of, a good chance of working, and you're forcing your opponent into certain options. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So again, here again you had the space. I would have done a retreat and done boomerang instead of an approaching boomerang. Okay, so now he has a pretty good angle on you. He can like back air, so you need to like either like shield or jump. You fire arrow, it's gonna get beaten out. It's gonna like trade. He doesn't have the angle probably because of how he drifted. Yeah, it just traded. Yeah, okay. He fights his way out of that. He doesn't want to get shield grabbed. Uh, you're trying to chase him. I don't like this. Like, okay, again, like, so let's think about this, right? So, you're chasing him down. Like, what are you gonna hit him with?
Like dash attack or jab, which is all unsafe.
Exactly. Like, how fast is Ness? Like, he's not slow. I mean, he's not fast, but he's not slow. Um, dash speed.
I mean, if we want to at least excel in the past 20 minutes, you can
Ness
say that my play lacks the concept of risk reward.
58 to 60. Young Link has a good one, but that's the initial dash. Where's the like full dash speed? Dash walk speed, run speed. Ness. It's 58. We have 41. So we are slightly faster than him. Now the only issue is so you can theoretically run him down, right? And you're
Hmm.
probably gonna have to go for dash attack. That's the only thing that's like you're gonna be able to get. And dash attack is okay at anti-airing actually. So in that sense, okay, I could see you going for dash attack. Now the only issue is I don't think you quite have the spacing here because this is going to be reactable. Like, what I mean by that is like you're not close enough to him that you can dash attack, without him knowing that you're chasing him down, right? So the issue there is, okay, he's going to see you running towards him, and he's going to be running away. He's going to jump, right? So if he jumps and you're not in dash attack range, then it's going to be one of those mix-up situations where you actually don't have a good angle
Oh.
because like you're going to be around here, he's going to be in the air, suddenly you don't have any hitboxes to contest a diagonal vertical angle by him. So if he jumps, he could try doing a back air, and now that's bad risk reward for you, right? So he could also do like magnet, right? Um, so basically, okay, if you're close enough to dash attack, great. Otherwise, honestly, you need to back off, and you need to again set up like a boomerang. See, look at that. He tried to jump. Now again, the issue is he's being stupid about it. He tried to go for forward air instead of back air. See, back air is safe. Forward air like that is not. Now, granted, You ended up not punishing it either. You could have back aired that at a shield. But
No, no, I couldn't have. He would have enough time to double jump there or just like land away.
really, let's see.
Yes. And
You
Slogan
you
does
you
have a
weren't
hat.
you weren't in shield stun.
Oh, okay. But like even then, I don't feel confident going for that, knowing that Slogan has a habit to double jump there after any of
Yeah,
his
no,
aerials.
yeah. I feel you. I'm just saying you weren't in shield stun, so you could technically back air this, but
Mhm.
it's fine. But you see my point though. Like you weren't getting anything out of chasing him down because the only thing you could realistically get is dash attack. But you see, once he tries to jump and reversal that, dash attack doesn't do anything, right? So
Right.
so my point is you can't really chase him down. You have to set up you have to rely on your projectiles. Cool. Yeah. You didn't quite hit it, but I don't mind that. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know if you had enough frames to shield that, but again, I don't mind that. It's whatever. Like those are mix-ups, right? Like those are mix-ups where like you had a good chance of hitting it, and you might have even hit it if you like slightly drifted. You know what I mean? Like that's if you're doing the right options but losing, that's fine. Like you can lose against someone that's also doing the right options, right? Like whether that's a read or you know what I mean. Like they just did slightly better execution. As long as you have a good game plan, it doesn't matter if you lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get up. That should be a get up attack again.
That should be. I know. I know.
Okay.
I know.
Um. Okay. So right here, as soon as you see him rolling, you need to be throwing out nair like instantly, so you can do a landing nair, and then like
Yeah.
you can follow it up with like down tilt because it's gonna be a soft nair. You didn't throw anything out, so yeah.
I
That
didn't
just
actually. I
that
didn't
just
actually get it in time.
that just needed to be a neutral air.
Mhm.
This is awkward. You're gonna have to, yeah. He might catch you with neutral air here, but it's like awkward. It's like you either have to do this or you have to go for like a high up B, which is also really risky. It's just awkward. Okay, nice. Yep, that's fine. Though I will say, so right here. So
Ah.
you jump, and you get past, and that's cool. Like now, here's the thing: you're drifting forward because I understand. You want center stage. You're drifting forward, and
Alright.
you've only used jump from ledge. Haven't used double jump. As soon as you see that he's still right here, and you're drifting forward again, I don't think you even get punished for this, right? From like the few frames that I saw, but you need to consider double jumping. You need to consider maybe even drifting back, right? Because it's going to be pretty like they're going to have a very easy time covering like just drift forward, right? It's very like how do I put it? It's like not predictable. It's very readable, I guess is the point. Like and when I say readable, I don't mean like they can read you like they're hard reading you. I just mean like it's very easy like to like it's very linear. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's no mix up to it, right? Um
Yes.
so anyway, I would just say be careful with just like hard drifting forward off of ledge when they're still past you because that's giving them a very easy angle to hit you back. Sometimes you just need to be a bit more patient at ledge. And again, like either use like double jump mix up or like drift back mix up.
Okay.
Yeah, he almost caught it with the back air. His timing was a little bit off. Good. This is good. That's what again. So okay.
That arrow
So
was not it, but
exactly. So the boomerang's great, but then you need to like not arrow after. You have this habit. You have a habit of doing fire arrow after boomerang.
it's also I also have a habit of doing boomerang after bomb. So it's like I throw out a projectile and then immediately buffer a second one that will
Yeah, yeah,
cover another
yeah.
spot.
And
That's a habit I wrote down just now.
and it's like by the way, like it's not bad to do, but it depends on the situation, right? The issue is like he's on the platform. Your fire arrow is only gonna cover him dropping, right? But
Yeah.
your boomerang wasn't covering certain diagonal angles he could have approached you at. Like and again, like
Mm-hmm.
Ness has really good aerial drift. So like let's say he does drop from platform, but then he double jumps towards you. and now you're getting cornered because you're an end lag from throwing out arrow, right? So unless you have the angles perfectly covered, then you have to like, really think about like when you're using fire arrow. Okay, he did a really bad air dodge. Nice punish on that.
We'll say though that like you were saying, there is a reason I do like the arrow and buffer the projectile. It's just like it's not well advised for that situation. There is a reason
Correct.
to have this exist.
Correct. Um, so good punish on that. Again, I actually don't mind this approaching Boomerang because he's in disadvantage. He's gonna be on platform, so that's fine. Look, again, if you hit it, fantastic. If you don't hit it, no big deal, right? So that's a good approaching Boomerang. You don't hit it, no big deal. You still have him cornered, and and again, like this arrow is okay-ish. It's better. It's better than the other ones, right? Because you definitely did cover like made it like he was dropping, right? Because he had to drop because of the boomerang. Like you saw him dropping. So this arrow gets a little bit better. Um, okay. So you hit that. These are always awkward because it's like yeah you
Yeah.
hit confirmed, but like or you hit your projectile, but you can't necessarily hit confirm, right? Like this is awkward because it's like you really want to go for like forward air, but he's gonna be actionable probably before you can forward air. So these situations are awkward. Sometimes you can go for them, but it's like a mix up, right? Sometimes you can go for the forward air if you're feeling it. Otherwise, you probably want to do like like short hop arrow in place, or you want to maybe pull out bomb, or you want to use like movement, or you want to like try to see if you can read his landing with like a grab. It's a mix up basically. Like it looks better, like the situation looks better for us than it actually is what I'm trying to get at. Just
It's not good.
don't be overconfident is my point. So yeah, see, he's like you want to go for the fire arrow, but he's actionable. See, I already know. I already know. I already know.
Okay, we get it. I know that like every bit is like you iterating over all the mistakes, and I'm like, yeah, I'll hold it.
No,
I'll
no.
hold it.
Listen, what I'm saying is I know because
It's
I do the same shit.
it's a younger thing.
Yeah.
Here, I show forth with all my humility.
Okay. You're getting past. That's great. Again, that was kind of a weird shield. I guess you were expecting maybe him to back her, but then okay, I don't know. That was weird. But again, you got some move. You got some space. Again, this is a great situation for you to set up boomerang, like retreating boomerang. Okay, you go for a hard like that's a whiff punish, so that was good. You basically saw him do back or you whiff punish. That's pretty good. Okay. Yep, you're setting up a ledge trap. That's great. Um. Okay. Yeah. Again, I don't mind this forward air because you have a pretty decent angle on it. Like there's platform, like platforms protecting you, right? A little bit.
Yeah, I
So
messed up the impact. I wanted a down tilt here, but I
yeah.
got there instead.
See again, like what I was talking about with like forward air, being like good if you can like perfectly time it. Like this is a good example of it, right? Because it's like because platforms here, like and because of like how like where he currently is with his jump, right? And like his drift, you know where he has to be, like when he has to be there if he's going to try to threaten you. And so you're again, this is a situation where you are forcing a specific timing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you know exactly where he's going to be if you throw out forward air. Like assuming he tries to like, be there and not just like drop, right? Cuz again, if he drops, no big deal, right? Because it's like, okay, if he drops, he can't threaten you either, right? But when you're rising here, you know exactly when and where he's gonna be. So this is a good example of like, okay, you can forward air here, and you can actually time it to beat out his options. So that's really good. You don't quite get the drift for the second hit of forward air. You just needed to drift a little bit further, but it's no big deal. Um, so where are you? Oh, you're going for upper. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Yeah, again, that's good because he fucked up with like the back air, and then you're probably gonna try to do like run under up air, or you're gonna go for nair, I guess. Okay, yeah, that's also fine. It's probably better. It's more guaranteed. Um. Okay. Ooh, barely with the spacing on that, but again, not a bad option because he was dropping with magnet. He was, it's fine.
Yeah.
Um.
Wow.
Ooh. ugly. Yeah, that was really ugly. I think you were trying to go for like fire arrow, reading he was gonna like go past. But again, like the risk reward on that is not good, right?
Yeah. It seems like every step of my play where we can see that like it's just a habit. It's like, oh, I'm shooting out the corner, or like I am running towards the opponent. But it feels like everything leads back to the concept that I'm not really attuned to like playing with the concept of risk reward. I just kind of think I can punish my opponent or read my opponent and understand
Mm-hmm.
what they're doing, but I'm not factoring in risk reward to my gameplay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised
Um,
I can even get this far without factoring it in, honestly.
Hey, look, you have a lot of nice movement. You're doing a lot of good option select. It's just like again, it's like matchup stuff, right? It's like in certain matchups you just have to know like certain angles are not good or certain like spacings are not good, right? So like I said, like I think something that's really important to keep in mind is against Ness. We really don't want to box with him unless we can dictate like when and how we box with him, right? Because otherwise, we're probably going to lose the boxing game. So again, here is like he's right next to you. You probably don't want to box with him. Again, it's like here, I wouldn't box with him. I'd be like, okay, I have space. I'm going to set up my projectile game because I don't have to box with you, right? Again, unless you're trying to go for like a hard read to kill him, right? If you're not going for a hard read to kill him, then that happens, right? Okay. Yep, yep. Classic. Yeah, very ugly. See, Nest combos are gross, bro.
That's gross. It just gets worse.
Oh, I no. I know. Like that was a small one. Trust me, I know. I've been hit by like 80% Nest combos. I've been hit by best Nest zero to death, bro. Like I know.
It's just everything. That's so ugly.
Again, by the way, look at this. So again, you have all this space, right? So look at this. You have all this space to ledge trap. And so you do send out boomerang. That's great. And then
What happens? I
you
wonder.
you jump into the angle that your boomerang is covering. And here's the thing. Again, it's like air to air, like I said, air to air, horizontally, we don't win. Like again, above him, we don't win unless you can get a down air. Like we don't win. So you don't want to like you're putting yourself at this angle where we don't win. Does that make sense? It's like if he throws out a forward air, you don't win there. So the thing is, you were here's the thing, you were predicting him to be here. You were trying to nair him, but you just need to know. You need to remind yourself you don't win this angle. And here's the other thing. If he does this option, right? You're like, well, okay, well, what do I do if he jumps then? Like, should I not contest him? You can contest him. You can up air him. You can run under, up air him. Oh, what happens if he drifts back? Well, he's still at ledge. He's still in
Yeah.
the corner, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So you got hit there. That's fire was fine. Though again, I would be trying to set up boomerang when you can. Okay. Again, look at this. You had space, no setup. Again, you're look at where you're going. You're going air to air horizontally with him, where we don't win. Now, again, he fucked up. Like he fucked up, but he definitely could have, won right there. He just needed to do like short hop forward air. He would have won, and you couldn't have like contested. Because even at that angle, he was also the one like um dictating like the angle. Like you couldn't get like more. You couldn't get a like more of an angle unless you double jumped. But double jumping, obviously like forces you into different angles, right? So he was dictating right here. He was dictating the angle. If he just like say dropped, jumped forward aired, it beats everything. It like if he did drop from platform double jump forward air, it beats everything. You literally can't contest it, right? But you're jumping into that situation. Um, yeah.
I will say though that like is this matchup like even if like let's say I can't punish Ness at this angle or that angle, it applies to literally every matchup in this game that I'm going for an option that is less disciplined than something else. And combine like the understanding of like risk reward with the fact that from this matchup specifically that I'm going for more like and like I'm looking to end an interaction rather than continue and put myself in a better spot each time. Like I'm going for hard reads in there or I'm
Mm,
jumping in. I want to make a read and then end there and then go to the next interaction. But in reality, Smash isn't like that. It's a game where I'm moving from one thing to the next, and I can't just hard read when I want to.
Right,
It's not
right.
natural. Like my
Yeah,
gameplay is literally like natural flow, and then I disrupt it, and because I disrupt it so much, like that, instead of trying to okay, I can quote unquote read, but I can at least put myself in a better position. Then like play a safer game where I can get a good answer once I have favorable risk reward. Whereas I just try to hard read and go around the entire concept and
right.
skip
The
things,
the
which
thing
leads to
too,
this malfunctioning pattern.
yeah, yeah. And the thing is like reading is good, but save your reads for when they're worthwhile, right? Like if you want to read your opponent so you can get a kill, amazing, right? Like save your reads for when it matters or like when it's good, right?
Yeah.
Like read again, it's like the risk reward on certain reads is not good. Okay, that was a really good boomerang. I really like that. And then you pull out bomb because you can't hit confirm off of boomerang because you don't have the spacing. That's great. I love this. This is great. So now what do you do? Again, you can set up another boomerang. You throw bomb. That's kind of weird because he's super far away. And then you're running in, no setup.
Right. So this should go under if I keep continue dashing, or I just do that. Yeah, it's so easy to avoid it.
Yeah. Again, you have space. You're not setting up anything. So okay, now this is good. This is good. Hopefully you throw it down.
I think I threw it
Right?
forward.
Oh,
Oh,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. That's great. And then you're gonna do fair one, hopefully. Oh, you didn't.
I,
You did it in the air. Yeah, that needed to be like fair one. You needed to throw it out a little bit later. But again, like those execution errors happen, and you had the right idea, so that's good. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Landing nair is fine there because of the spacing. Yep, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Uh-huh, that's fine. It's like boxing when you have to because of the spacing is fine. Like you're forced to box here, so it's fine. Um, okay, up air, nair. Well, I guess you're thinking who's gonna drop through, but up air covers everything. Short hop, fast fall, up air covers everything there. And it's like, yeah, you're gonna hit his shield probably, but it's safe, so it doesn't matter. Good up air. So okay, so if you're dashing here, the only reason to be dashing here is to look for like an up tilt probably. Are you gonna
I
up
can
tilt?
practice landing, right?
No up tilt? Yeah. Oh, you go for like a turnaround
Yeah.
grab, which is not good risk reward because you can get super comboed off of that. Like he has double jump, right? So this is a really hard read again. You're going for a hard read. You don't need to. Okay. Yeah, you could have probably thrown on the back air there, but it's fine. Um. Okay. So right here, he's directly above you. So this is actually a pretty good opportunity for you to up air, but you're running away. So if you're running away, it's fine. But if you're running away, you better be setting up a projectile. You
Okay,
do, but
I
you did it
do.
in
But
place. You've messed up your movement. You needed to do a jump back
okay.
boomerang. Yeah,
Ah,
he catches that. You might be dead. No, he could have down aired you, I think.
yeah, we could have. But he usually looks for jump in those
Okay,
situations.
good double jump here. That's what I was talking about earlier. Good double jump. And now how are you gonna land? Down air, that's a fine mix up.
But I landed right next to him. That's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
good.
it's like it's a mix up, right? I mean, obviously you could have gone past. It would have been safer. Like you could have probably gotten center stage back, but I go for that mix up sometimes. It's okay. It's like I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying it's okay.
I feel like the point with downer in that situation is to not hit them. It's literally just to drift away and threaten the
Yes.
hitbox at the same time. I shouldn't be trying to land on nest. I should just be like moving, like drifting towards the platform.
Yes, but
It,
it gets tricky because it's going to depend on their movement as well. Because
okay.
sometimes you can like actually hit them. It's tricky. Like I'm not super worried about that. Like that's a more sort of like complex interaction that's like kind of player dependent and stuff. Okay, here you do have to again. I've talked about this like a little bit, but you're just drifting in. If you just drift in, again, it's super readable. And like there's no mix up. It's very easy to cover just straight drift in. So like here's the thing, you have double jump. And you're drifting in. You need to you're just going for like there, but like you saw that he went off stage. He did run off stage. Like you need to double jump. Or you need to like drift back and wait out his double jump so he has to reset and then you can double jump in Zair. Drift in, just pure drift in, is gonna get you in trouble.
This is also risk reward. Literally, I can say this is also risk reward. It's like the past
Yeah.
things we talked about. That's literally its
Nice.
right thing.
This was a nice recovery though.
Yeah.
Nice job after. Okay. Okay, that's a fine arrow because he's approaching from the ground. It's your fastest option. That's fine. Not good that you're setting up boomerang after. That's great. This is a good opportunity. You can so obviously look, he can drift in, he can drift forward, he can drift back. This is a great opportunity though for you to do like short hop up air and land because you still have like returning boomerang to cover you and you're getting center stage. So I would go
Yes.
for short hop up air here. Again, he wouldn't have hit, but it would have been, risk free anyway. You turn around, arrow, that's fine. Second arrow is not fine. Yeah. Now he's close. Okay, you're getting some space. You're still not in the clear though. Okay, you try to go for that bear, that's fine. Another hard read to grab.
Yeah. I feel like with octo projectiles, I feel like I would rather just want to like block after I do one and then throw another one right away. Because if I just block and like, put myself a bit forward or backward, I have space and time to react and change my game plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna depend on the spacing, but yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that time.
Um, so let's look at this interaction. So this is fine. This is actually a fine mix-up. Only because, again, it's like you know when he's gonna have to jump.
And
Like
it's unreactable at this point.
exactly, exactly. So that's why in Nair being frame 4 is really good. So in this Nair is pretty good. Um. Okay. Yep. Great. You're setting up your. Yep. Oh, that's another thing I was gonna say. Obviously they can magnet heal with bomb, but that's actually such a trap, bro. You can you can trick them into like trying to magnet heal with bomb and then just fucking kill them off it with like
Yeah,
boomerang
it's
down tilt that kind of stuff.
right. I feel like in these situations, since I'm not putting myself in position to hit, I should be looking to throw a boomerang or bomb because
Yes.
that's better risk reward.
Yes. Agree.
I'm creating more. No, I'm creating less risk. I'm creating more risk like in the cap second, but I'm creating less risk in the next 30 seconds.
Hmm. Hard read. Again, you're going for a hard read here, which you don't need to. You can just set up. Okay, see, good, great. Look at this. This is great when you do retreating boomerang. It's so good. Um,
Ah,
yeah, I think you're trying. That was probably misinput. I'm guessing.
yeah.
Yeah, you just got stuck in your dash. You needed to like nair probably.
My hands needed a good night's rest.
Okay, great, great. Ooh, you dropped that. Again, it's like execution error, but the idea was there. That's fine. Yeah, again, you're just messing up your movement. It's fine. You kind of messed up that.
This is good. Oh,
It's fine, but here's the thing. It's
he's
literally
going up. He's
fine.
going up. He's going
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, so you're literally fine still.
I'm above him right
Great.
now, and I get up.
Great up air. Great. Again,
Okay,
see
he's going
that?
up. Yeah.
That's
This
why
is like
that's why
assault right
fire arrow
here.
is not great, right? It just gets eaten so
Yeah.
easily. Though it wasn't terrible because I think it would have kill confirmed. So that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, ugly. Okay. Oh, what's this? No. Okay. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Okay. Good reaction again.
See, like it's literally like every single point, like it comes back to like I start well in an interaction, then you instantly hate it, which like shows like it's the risk reward, and like I'm trying to end an interaction early, which if I'm trying to end an interaction early, that is a hard read most of the time, and that is some more risk, less reward,
Mm-hmm.
and it creates a problem where I'm creating a good initial situation, but I'm not following through with it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because I'm just trying to end it early, which makes my play inherently very risky.
Yes.
I think that like every single thing you've talked about, or at least 90% of them, have gone back to this because of the bad arrows, the bad boomerangs,
Yes.
Literally everything is treated back the same situation.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what I expected. Great.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, is there any way? I don't say. Can we like watch the
Yeah,
other set too
of
versus the Roy
course. Yeah, do
player?
you want to do that right now?
Yeah,
Which one?
it's Hugh Royce. This should be the last one in the
Roy. Okay.
playlist.
Got it. Let's do
This
it.
this player, he is, I would argue, PR level in my state, or at least most of the state considers him so. So right now he plays mostly Charizard like solo. One of our top players in our region told him that his best character right now is Roy, so he's been playing Roy.
Got it.
And
Okay.
I will add that he practices with extra O, so he knows the matchup.
hmm So here's the thing about this matchup. This is a slight losing matchup for us. I think it's -1 or -0.5 or however you want to say it. I think it's like -1. Um,
True.
the issue with Roy is he has a sword and he's fast. um, so
Swords are just socially acceptable,
yeah,
socially acceptable zoners.
I
They're
know,
literally just socially acceptable zoners.
I know. Um, here's the thing,
I'm gonna
right?
cry.
So the issue with fast swords is they can get around our projectiles very well. Like he can run you down, and you can't stop him from running you down. Um, he's gonna do like falling up airs, falling back airs, and they're gonna be like safe, and they're gonna like extend their hitbox on your projectile. And then he's gonna like nair loop you like 4 times, and then you're gonna die at like 50 to like jab back air. You know what I mean? You just die, you explode, right? You explode, you die to like side B at like 60. You just explode. Um,
I mean,
sometimes they can get jab forward smash. That's even more gross.
well,
But
that's especially easy with prom. I was hit by that a lot my first year of Ultimate because my local had 7 prom players.
yeah, so it's pretty ugly. But so basically, you're gonna explode if you lose neutral like 2 or 3 times. That's just how it is. So let's talk about what you can do. So there's actually some good things for us in the matchup. Even though it's a losing matchup, there are some good things about it.
It's
So
almost like we can still outplay the opponent and win.
yeah, of course. Um, we can actually set up a lot of annoying traps for him. Again, you're gonna have to be at low, long and mid range. You have to be projectile focused, but then actually different than Ness, you actually can box with Roy. Ish. Like it's if you can dictate when you can box with him, you don't even necessarily need a projectile all the time. Because at close range, we just do have like pretty we can have pretty good frame data and angles. The problem is like when they're dictating the spacing, the big sword gonna beat our small sword, right? So what I think this matchup revolves around is basically you setting up a lot of traps, basically camping when you can, but it's not going to be hard camping. You're not just going to be like able to like sit on one side of the stage, just throw out projectiles because he is again eventually going to corner you and then safe shield pressure you and you're going to lose. So, what I think this revolves around is you're going to set up a lot of traps. So, you're going to set up, your boomerang, your bomb, and again, sure, like if it hits, fantastic, and if it doesn't hit, that's okay because like let's say now you have returning boomerang, you have a timer on bomb. You can do like soft throw bomb to like just have it like as a ticking time bomb, right? Um, and then when you have these traps out, that allows you to actually like it dictates a little bit of the spacing, right? And then it's like they're gonna be trying to like get in on you, and that's when you have to do a lot of like empty movement, right? And then you have to be like really conscious of like where your projectiles are, and then like if you're able to like get right on top of them, then you just start mashing your fast aerials on them, right? You start using back air, you start using nair. It's fantastic. And again, it's like they just don't have the startup necessarily if you can get that spacing. So so again, it's like how do you get that spacing? Well, sometimes it's whiff punishing. Like they'll overcommit because they're trying to get past your projectile wall, but they'll overcommit unsafely, right? Um, how else can you get it? Sometimes you can get it as a mix-up. And you're going to have to go for essentially reads in this matchup because it's a losing matchup. Like in order to win, sometimes you have to be going for reads. So actually, in this matchup, I much prefer going for those like hey, I'm just gonna run at you and nair you, like what you were doing against Ness, right? I'm just gonna run up to you and nair you sometimes. That's gonna be better because in order for them to win those interactions, they're essentially gonna have to like preemptively use their aerial, right? Whereas like Ness, Ness like has faster frame data, right? So like Roy, he's gonna have to like space like his aerials. In order to do that, if you're like running at him and he's running at you, because again he's trying to get past your projectile wall, that's when you're like, oh, he's gonna run at me, and now I'm gonna do the next level mix up where I'm also gonna run at him even though I've been camping him, and now I'm gonna throw out Nair, and he's not gonna expect this, so he's not gonna throw out his aerial preemptively, and now because of my faster frame data, my Nair is actually gonna hit him. Does that make sense?
I will say though that I think again it's just like I have to take into account the risk reward versus like the character specifically too. Like this is also risk reward.
Yes. Yeah, and again, I'm just talking about like the general matchup of like
Right.
why it makes sense sometimes to
But
like Nair, because again, it's like against Ness, right? You running up and doing Nair,
it's
like
not gonna work.
it's not gonna work. Whereas like you running up and doing Nair against Roy has a better chance of working. And again, it's just not a good matchup. So like I'm not saying like you know what I mean. Like it's not like it's gonna work all the time, but it'll work more of the time, right? And that's what you're trying to calculate. You're trying to calculate the odds, right? And you're trying to like work off of that. The other good thing too is Roy can actually get comboed a lot more easily than Ness, right? You can ledge trap
Yeah.
him a lot more easily too. So some good stuff in the matchup.
Part of me just feels like I don't really care the matchup is losing. I'll just respect the matchup and try to win.
Yeah,
At this point, it's just like I don't even care.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah. No, again, hey, I just beat like our number one when he was playing Shulk against me, and he has a Shulk, so I'm just like, yeah, like I stopped caring about the matchup. But it is good to like sort of keep it in mind though. Like if you're struggling in the matchup, it doesn't necessarily mean like you're bad. It's just like look, the matchup's hard.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. I guess it's just an aside, but I feel like with it's so easy nowadays to fall in the trap of like caring much about matches, especially with people putting out charts to show their character being super good. But it's just like that's your character. That's not the actual character.
Right, 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 right.
Anyway,
Um. Okay. So again, I just want to say, so you're starting out without any projectiles, which again, it sort of worries me. Like, yes, you can box with Roy, but you can't just box with him. Again, you're gonna need projectiles in order to, in order to do like traps against him, in order to force him into like certain, you know, um, thought frames, so you can actually like, next level him basically.
like
So, arrow. But again,
you
look,
know,
you're approaching. Like you're just like you're not setting anything up when you have space. Doing
that full hot nair was questionable.
Yeah,
I do like that I'm door hopping away and just not doing anything in situations that I can't punish.
great. Oh, you could have gotten the second hit of forward arrow there.
Yeah.
Okay, again, but that's great. See, like our up angle boomerang is so good at catching their like jump approaches. So good, and then you can hit confirm off it really easily.
Oh,
That's
I see
great.
the jump, yeah, and then I just fall.
The,
But do I punish this? I don't remember if I even get the punish.
you
I
just
was,
you just needed to up air here, honestly.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like an upper would be perfect.
Yeah,
Oh no!
yeah,
Roy things,
yes. Roy
yellow
things.
things. I got narrative. I lost council. Uh oh.
Oh, it worked out, but again, bad habit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
good hit confirm.
He's sure. Yeah, jumps again. And
You
another arrow there.
also
Yeah, this one.
when he's above you, you really need to be calling him out with back airs and up airs, depending on how high he is.
Right. It's like, I'm right here. I'm in shield. I noticed that, right? But I don't want to do anything because he's just going to up it right away. I drop shield on that.
You need to tech roll away or in or like you pretty much never want to tech in place
Yeah, I tech
unless
rolled in a few times later in the set.
yeah. I mean, obviously our tech roll sucks, but you usually don't want to tech in place unless you have the space to not get punished for tech in place.
Ideally, I would auto cancel down here. But
Dead.
Hula.
Oh, he could have back aired you. You were dead.
He does land that throughout the set. The main issue is that at the ledge, I just feel so fucking scared against Roy because he's literally standing there, and I feel so scared against sword characters standing roll. This is like, what the hell do I do?
I also want to say you've missed a few shield grab punishes. Um,
I have.
I know that like it's scary to shield grab because our shield grab is like frame 16 with the hit stun, but um, I mean you can like that's 100% either up B or shield grab depending on the
That's 100% shield grab.
yeah depending on the spacing. So and you missed a couple of this game, so what's Roy's up B? Roy Smash Ultimate Freedom. What's his up B?
Thing. Oh, I just feel like I guess it's always been the way the links have been designed is that you create a good mid range situation and then
Frame
approach
9.
so that it's more favorable risk reward, right?
Yeah,
That's exactly Young's game plan. Like even to Link and Link to some extent still play that way.
frame 9. Link Smash Ultimate.
I didn't even know what frame Roy's up B is. I only know his Chrome's is frame 10, I think. Because I've had to worry more about Chrome in my life than Roy.
Forward air. It's -2. And then our jab is -7. Down tilt is minus. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't have to fight a bunch of Roys because like we don't have one in Austin. But something good to know is you actually should not have shielded after your forward air. So right here you
Why?
yeah, so here's the thing. So your forward air, that's you didn't do it as close to the ground as possible. So instead of being -2, it's probably only like -4, let's say, right? But -4, our jab 1 is frame 4. So that'd be frame 8.
Okay.
His up B is frame 9.
Okay.
So
Alright then.
you could have done a jab 2, right? Jab into jab 2, and so like you're putting up more shield pressure, right? Safe shield pressure, and then after that you can even follow it up with like rising nair or something, which is again like gonna be safe, depending on like or relatively safe. Um, you could just do a bunch of like shield pressure for free, is what I'm saying. After your forward air, right
I
here.
didn't really take that into account during the set, so I doubt you'll see any of that throughout the set.
Yeah, because also like if you had done say jab into jab 2, I guess the shield's not that small, but you can get to a point where like you can actually shield poke with up B, which is pretty good.
I'm not certain as to how the field booking works exactly. I would instead like rather go for like what Kobe does. He'll do a jab two into grab. That's usually what I
Yeah,
prefer.
I mean that's a mix up. It's not guaranteed, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's not
that's
bad.
not.
It's not bad. You could have even done like you could have even done like a slightly retreating forward air as well. Like after jab 2, you can even do like slightly retreating like short hop forward air
Mm-hmm.
to like pressure his shield, and then then he'd have like a skittle for his shield, and then you could like very easily pressure him. Anyway, just a thought. Like it's good to do free shield pressure. Um, okay.
I don't even remember like actually inputting that. Honestly. Oh no. Oh
This is the
no.
nut be out of
That's
shield.
unsafe. That's unsafe. I can punish that.
Yes, you're dropping shield for. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why you're like regular dropping shield. You could have just upbeat.
No idea. And I get hit and I die.
Yeah, so that's because that's like 11 frames of shield drop plus like 9 frames of down tilt, so that's like 20 frames. So yeah, that's super unsafe.
Okay. Okay. Well, later in the set he
If he,
tightens up
yeah,
on those
if
and
he
starts
hit,
coming.
yeah, his backer would probably would have killed you.
He gets those later in the set a lot more.
Okay, good recovery. It's fine. Down tilt up air. Yeah, he didn't have the spacing. Understandable. Yep, safe. Oh no! Oh, you had it. You just did it too late.
That's risk reward too. Why would I do that when I could just like platform drop it up there or like wait?
Well, actually, I don't think so. I think it was guaranteed, so I don't mind it. It would have killed. So it's actually, I think it was optimal. You just messed it up. Here's the thing. So yeah, it was guaranteed. It was guaranteed,
Even
and
then,
you
why
would
don't
have
I just
killed.
up B? Because that is a lingering hitbox and
Um,
covers.
because up B isn't guaranteed to kill. I mean, I do think up smash is a good choice because it's guaranteed to kill.
Okay.
I
It's just more risky because if I miss, I die.
Yeah, but if it's guaranteed, right, then it's not risky. I'm pretty sure this is like guaranteed frame wise.
I just ran a bit too far. It's just like I can
Yeah.
feel like when I'm playing, I just this specifically, I can feel my hands feeling like they're gonna break.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you.
And normally I do take good care of my hands. Like I do hand stretches and whatnot. I haven't had this problem, especially in bracket, for probably months now. Today just happened to be the day.
I'm
But
sorry. That sucks.
I mean, if it means that you get to see more of my habits in the same coaching session, maybe it was just meant to be. Yeah, my shield's too
Yeah.
low there.
Yeah, you just needed to jump.
I like the jump back, but I don't really like the arrow.
Yeah, I agree. And again, look at this. Like you're just approaching with like high
No
nairs,
setup.
no setup. Yeah. I think
No
that's the
setup
biggest
jump.
thing. That's the biggest thing. If you can take one thing away from this session, just if you have space, literally just if you have space, just do boomerang and bomb. Like you don't have to camp people, but if you have space, just use them.
I feel like I can camp, and I like especially like the past year, my playstyle has was mostly camping. I feel like I reached a point where I don't want to camp, not because I don't like it. I feel like I am actively putting myself at a disadvantage against players that can answer my camping. It feels more like feels. I know there's like ways to like intercept opponents, but it feels like I'm putting myself on a back foot. I
So
can't describe
you
it.
you think that you're not camping because it's getting you punished?
Yeah, or I have to sacrifice like stage control, or I'm willing to
Yeah.
push the corner and to
So
the ledge, and I don't want that.
that makes sense. So now I want to ask you though, like, is the way that we've been talking about it, does it make sense? And what I mean by that is, again, not necessarily just sitting in the corner and throwing out projectiles, but throwing out projectiles so that you can limit your opponent's options and then cover those options.
Yeah,
Cool.
it goes back to like the very beginning as to why I threw projectiles in the first place, like from when I first started playing this game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Why does it always happen like that? Where like we learn something, then we forget it, then we oh yeah, this is why I did
Oh,
it. And,
trust me, I know that's definitely happened to me multiple times.
I think I
Dash
get hit by
back.
that.
Yeah, I think you get hit. Yeah.
Sorry about that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Had time to get away. Nice. Okay, that worked.
Again, and that's those are the type of nairs that I'm talking about, right? Like when you're in an unreactable range, those nairs are fine. They're good even. Because again, it's like they don't have like they have to preemptively like throw out a hitbox in order to beat you out, and that's pretty tricky for them to do. So I like those nairs. It's just again the problem is you're not doing the rest of the game plan to complement them.
Right. I'm following up on interaction, then foregoing my entire character's game plan, which foregoes his word and
Nice,
whatnot, and
good.
et cetera, et
That
cetera.
was really good though.
Thank you.
Uh,
Oh, okay, that backer was actually kind of cute. I like
yeah,
that.
no, I like it. Like it's good. Oh, that should have been an up air free.
Yeah, I was more so speaking to myself because I don't go for backers like that normally, but considering I'm disappointing, that happens, and I can learn something from
Grab
it.
that. I think that should have been a down throw because you're guaranteed to get an up air after that. I understand
True,
putting
but
him at
I feel like I
ledge.
wanted a ledge trap here more. I feel like I would be put
Why?
in a
Yeah,
position.
walk me through that. Why?
Because I know that like if I like consider look, I just missed the upper, so I'm thinking like if my execution was not good last time, there is a chance I get the upper, but there's a chance in execution that I also push him towards center stage after I land upper. Like I land on the left side of his body, right? So
But
I would
it's
rather in a
guaranteed
situation
damage.
it's guaranteed damage, true, but I feel like I'd rather right now take the positioning, him at ledge for sure, rather than up air the wrong way and he gets center stage. Like it's land near center stage. Because I feel like with the present of this game, I feel like it's safer for me to do this, and that I can potentially get more, but also that it's lower risk.
Okay, let me. Hey, look, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just gonna explain to you my perspective. So here's the
Okay.
thing. Um, up air does like how much? Like 20%, something like that, right?
16.
16%. Great. So if you hit up air, right, you get a free 16%. Your opponent is still in disadvantage. So that means like if they're decently high up, you can maybe set up a boomerang depending on how they land. Maybe you go for a forward air, maybe you go for an up air, right? You like they're still in
Mm-hmm.
disadvantage. There's like regardless of whether they're center stage or not, they're still in disadvantage. They're above you. They need to land. So that's letting you set up. So now sure, maybe you only get the up air, right? Maybe you only get the up air. So the question is what you have to ask yourself is, okay, if I set up this let's trap situation, am I going to get more than at least 16%? And, probably, and again, arguably more because they'd still be in disadvantage. If the answer is yes, then I think it's valid. But I'm going to be honest, I do not feel confident myself that I can for sure get guaranteed damage against a Roy that's on ledge.
This early in the
Um,
game, this early in the set too.
Say again?
This early in the set too, it's been a question mark because I don't really know if Hughes' ledge habits or like have a good idea of how he'll approach getting off the ledge. Like this is still the second stop of the game.
Yeah. So anyway, that's just anyway. Again, I'm not saying like, hey, my perspective is right. I'm just saying think about that question and like how
Is
you
it worth
assess
it?
it. Yeah.
It's the flip side of risk reward of like which is more reward because I'm usually looking at like which is
Right.
less risky, but which is more rewarding too here.
Yeah. Exactly. So look,
Okay.
he got
Look,
back to center stage, didn't take any damage.
okay, well now he's back in the corner again. And I missed okay, I hit that. Cool. But I put him
It's good.
cool.
Yeah. And he still took less than 16% though. And now, granted, again, you can say, hey, that's on you, and that's fine. But again, it's just something to think about.
Hey, it proves your point. It's a drawn out interaction that didn't really garner anything. Okay, good arrow.
I like
Oh,
that.
God, I
I
swear, I
no, listen.
swear.
I actually really like that. You did it just like a few milliseconds too late, but that was actually really nice. The boomerang after to cover. Again,
Yeah, you
barely
guys
off
work
with a
this thing.
fair one, but really nice idea. Yeah, great. This is really nice. Like you're playing these follow ups really well. I think what's worrying me more is like your neutral, right? Because again, your neutral movement's good, and a lot of your neutral options are good, but they're not netting you very much, and they're fairly risky in the matchup. Again, it's like they're not bad options in the matchup, but because we lose this matchup when we only box, that makes them less that makes them more risky or like less worth. Does that make sense? It's like you're playing the
Yeah,
neutral well, but you're playing the neutral well with suboptimal options.
sort of risky
Nice.
like approach to it. He makes it back because he had a jump
Yeah, you
still.
you could have
But
actually edge guarded him, but I mean it's tricky, right? It's very tight. Like
it's
okay,
like, I'll take
so that was
it.
really good, and then right here, see you needed you. This was a mistake.
I should
Jumping
air
right
dodge
here.
up.
No, you should have just upbeat immediately.
Okay.
Right here, instead of jumping, you just needed to up B to immediately grab ledge. Because now when you grab ledge, see you were too slow. That's the problem. Immediately, like once you grab ledge, if he had grabbed ledge, he would have been around here. Now, guaranteed, you can drop up B, and he can't make it back.
If I need to get back to the ledge, get back as quickly as possible.
Yeah, yeah. So you can reset your edge guard opportunity. Mm-hmm.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Cool. Yep. Uh, it'd be like that.
Happy about that.
Nice.
So like especially what I've been getting from this is like I feel like at least the way I'm thinking about neutral, at least the way I'm processing through neutral is not necessarily terrible. It's just that the method I go about it, or like the way I try to play it, is not. This was something is something that I need to change. It's like that's the goal here to change that
Right.
and apply the concept of risk reward to that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I can do there. My jump
But
was gone.
yeah. Oh, your jump is gone. That sucks.
Yeah.
Let me look at that again. You
Oh no,
landed.
I landed.
Yeah, you had jump.
Okay,
And again,
never
this
mind.
this was this was the same issue, and maybe you thought you didn't have jump, which then that makes it more understandable. But then this is the same issue we were talking about before, which look, you're literally just drifting in, no mix up, zero mix up. See, like you look right here when you see him go off stage, you can be like, oh, maybe I should start drifting back a little bit, so he
It's
can't
over,
forward air me,
right? Yeah.
and then he has to reset, then you drift in, and then you get back. So again,
Yep.
I would say that's definitely been a pattern in the vids we've been watching. Be careful about your recovery, both on ledge and off stage, that you don't just fully drift in with no mix up, unless you have to. Like I understand if you have to, that's one thing, right? But when you don't have to, make them have to like use their resources. Like a lot of times they can't hit you, right? Okay.
So I'll explain the stage pick first. Is that I think he banned FD Kalos Lilat. So after last game, I was thinking that I wanted another platform to like land on. Essentially, maybe this wasn't the pick because
Yeah,
it would push me to the ledge more.
yeah. I Battlefield's weird. Roy playing
Uh,
against Roy is weird. I think is Yoshi's legal for y'all? I would probably prefer
yeah, I picked
Yoshi's.
Yoshi's game three, and
Yeah, Yoshi's makes
I
sense.
did
I think.
almost. I'll say this: I did make it closer on Yoshi's than Battlefield, but
Yeah.
I SD'd on my last stock at like 10% trying to
That
edge
sucks.
guard.
Yeah, I would say Yoshi's is better for us for multiple
Yeah, and
reasons.
that's why I picked Yoshi's game. I was going to run back to Battlefield. I was like, wait, I should just go to Yoshi's instead. The
Yeah,
situation that I'm losing
because
with.
the platform layout on Yoshi's is better for us,
Because I
and
can jump and land on side platforms. That was my goal. I'm picking
yes,
Yoshi.
and also the stage is wider, and it has the wall, so we can wall jump. Like I think there's a lot of good things about Yoshi's for us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Maybe Yoshi's a secret one of our best stages.
it actually
It
I think in a lot of matchups it is actually like no cap.
might be. This is. We just go anyway where the meta follows. Anyway,
Oh.
um, okay, so he goes for narrative for. I don't really like the air dodge in, but it did work. Yeah, that
Again,
jump's
see,
not good either.
again, it's the drift in jump, right? You're just trying to get
It,
back to
it's
center
it's
stage.
the ignorance of risk reward.
Yeah, but like you know what I mean. Like
It's
this is all see like no mix up, just full drift in.
yeah, no
Yeah.
mix up. Okay, yeah, jumped again. He anti-airs. Okay, I just go high that time and it works. See, like walking like that, I like that. I feel like that's like lower risk than just like dashing right in. That's something I want to do more.
Mm-hmm. Back here.
That
Yeah.
was not good.
I mean, you were at ledge. It's like at that point, it's just like I mean, you could have jumped. Probably jumping doesn't get you killed, unless he like hard reads it and does like dash back, like back air. But
It's just
yeah,
like I
it's
find it
hard.
so hard to miss my ledge turns. I don't know why. It just feels so hard. And I feel like I struggle doing it in a realistic situation like that.
Mm.
Should I be doing it often faster more often than not?
No, it's a mix up. It's definitely a mix up on the timing. I mean, that's like a player versus player thing. Look, Roy is really good at ledge trapping. You're gonna die sometimes. That's just how it is. But again, usually it's gonna be harder for them to catch your jump than for them to catch your regular getup. Regular getup is better sometimes if like they're spacing for it. Like if they're spacing for like your jump, right? Like if they're spaced around like right here, it's easier for them to catch your jump, right? Versus your regular getup. They can cover both technically. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they can cover both. but it's a question of like again, it's like the risk reward, right? It's a probability. If they're right out ledge, look, they might time their jab to hit your jump, but that's literally like it's unreactable. You know what I mean? It's just like a hey, they got it, right? It's like if they get it, they
I
get
got it.
it. But if you do neutral get up, it's way easier to for them to catch it and like kill confirm. At least if they're right here. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
sort of the question. It's like look, if they're spaced, sometimes regular get up is better. If they're right on top of you, usually jump is better because they can't get the spacing to back air you. They probably will get an up air on you. Like they can probably get an up air on you in reaction, but that's gonna kill way later, right? And it's gonna let you reset to like center stage. You're still gonna be above them. You're still gonna be at a disadvantage, but you're not gonna be dead, right? So like sometimes it's better to get hit and not die than maybe not get hit, but like like if you do get hit, you're gonna die. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's better to know you're not gonna die than to
Mhm.
sometimes risk like a 30% chance or 50% chance to die. Yeah, probably thought that boomerang was gonna confirm.
See right here, I feel like I'm just sharking for something that doesn't exist. Like I'm trying to force an error.
Yeah. Again, I think the biggest issue, like I said, I think if you can take one thing away from this, it's I think your movement is like pretty good. I just think like again you're not usually setting up you know your projectiles to help you with your neutral. So if you
I'm
can take one
just
thing
like I'm
away,
not playing to my character
yeah,
essentially.
exactly. You're playing well, but not to your character's tools. Exactly. So I would say again, if you can take one thing away, definitely set up your projectiles to help you with your boxing. The other thing too, honestly, and this is maybe I might be misreading this. So you can tell me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong about this, but a lot of these things that you're doing in neutral, like even when you get straight hits, it doesn't look like you're super ready to like hit confirm off of them sometimes. So, like you've gotten some really good like confirms and like follow ups and like tech chases and stuff, but you usually get them off of like your bigger hits, like say point blank boomerang, right? Or some of like the really easy like bread and butter stuff, like maybe like fair one stuff. But like a lot of times you're getting neutral openings on him with like say bear or nair, and it doesn't quite seem like you're ready to follow up, and so you kind of just default to like more like neutral movements, but it's like you don't want to just be like that's not a sustainable way to win. Like
It's
you
not.
you can't just assume that you're gonna win neutral 50 times per stock. You know what I mean? At least not with your normals. Maybe with your projectiles, right? But not with your normals. So I would say if you're going for this movement based, neutral, again, I would still say, hey, set up your projectile wall. But like even when you do go for your, neutral based, like movement based, normal based, neutral game, be a bit more ready to like hit confirm. Because again, you're sort of just, it seems like you're sort of just like defaulting to more movement after, or just like you're preemptively throwing out more like aerials, but like not as a reaction to like hit confirming, just like because you were gonna go for them anyway. Kind of like the arrow habit. Like when you use arrow right after boomerang, you're not doing that as a reaction to what like they're positioning or what they're doing. You're just doing it because that's a habit of yours. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I need to consider the possibility of confirming off the hit, like as I'm going to get the hit, like as I'm moving towards them, or as like during the start of a projectile. Like during the startup, I need to think, okay, I can hit this, or
Yeah,
okay,
and
maybe
and
dodge it.
exactly, and it's like if you hit it, you need to think, what am I gonna do if I hit it, right? So, for example, if you do like at low percents, if you do like soft nair, because you hit quite a number of soft nairs this game. Well, okay, what can you do after that? A lot of times at low percents, you can jab. Just so literally just be thinking like, okay, if I hit this nair, I'm gonna jab, right? And it's like, yeah, it only does 10% or whatever, but it's like, look, like it's 10% more than you would have done, and it puts them in disadvantage still, right? So yeah, just be ready to like hit confirm if you do get the hit.
I will say though, at least for like that one situation earlier, like the softener, I'm pretty confident in my follow ups when I like have the time to hit firm. I will say that like dash attack that was on like my hands being bad. Like that one
Mm,
specifically. But the rest, I can give it to you.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I hear you. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, see, like it's a lot of like you see, like you're doing a lot of this like run up, sort of like movement based neutral. It's just like see, it's really scary. So he like shield parried your forward air, and now you're in a tech situation. You could die. Like literally, if he reads you, you die. Right? He's just gonna forward smash you. Like, if you ready your tech, he could have kept running. Forward smash, you're dead. And that's all because again you're choosing to like box with him. And again, I'm like obviously look, fair one is good, right?
It's
But
just the matter in which I am going about
yeah,
boxing. It's not necessarily that I am boxing.
yeah. Nice,
I
very
got that
nice.
time.
Yeah, that's a great confirm.
One of the Falcon memes in my in the Pickles University of me, he calls it the privileged co-confirm.
It's funny. Also, I
And
like
he's
your
like,
I like the Zers you're doing by the way to stuff him
I,
out.
I, I don't know how to feel about Zare. Like, I think it's good, and I think I want to use it for actually short hops more, like in the air, and it's good in the corner. I feel like I'm not using it at the right time each time.
Yeah, I mean I like that one in particular you did. So like let's talk about it. Here's the thing, I don't use Zare almost ever, and I should.
No, really, you know, he only uses. I don't think any character that uses no character, no player uses Zare unless it's critical to their character. Louis has used Zare.
Right.
Yes, has used Zare. Like, what character is good that doesn't use Zare?
Yeah, like
Like,
Samus and TSS.
Samus has used Zare. Because that Zare is clearly broken.
Yeah.
But like
Yes.
characters that don't need to use it
Well,
don't. It's not the tool's bad. It's because
Lucas
we're not used to
gets
it. I think.
yeah, but Lucas can like zero you across the stage, for example.
But it's a one frame input.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Anyway, so I wanted to say, the Zare you did right here is good. Uh,
I like doing Zares like that. It's just like
yeah.
I'm not sure what to do after I land this Zare.
You
Like, well, after I land it, what do I do here? I
you
don't know.
don't. It doesn't matter. Like it's 3%. Like in more than 3%,
No.
it's
I mean, when they block it, like in this
oh
situation, what do I
oh
do
okay.
here?
No, you're back in neutral. So I mean, you're. Here's the thing. You don't want. Okay, let me talk about like again like let me talk about like how we want to play neutral in my opinion. But
Hmm.
here's the thing. This range sucks for us. We don't want to be here. Like this is bad. This is what I call like the like the short mid range where all the sorties can space out like outside of our range they can pressure us and we're in a bad spot because like we're not close enough to use like our back air and our nair and we're too close to use projectiles. So this sucks, right? Which is actually why I think Zaire is a good tool specifically here because this is the only tool
Okay.
we have. This is the only tool we have at this range to get people off of us, right?
Right.
Now, he shielded it. That sucks, but it's like if he hadn't shielded it, like, we would have still been in this position regardless. Does that make
I just
sense?
want to know. Yes, I just want to know
So,
what do I
yeah,
do here
right, right,
after they
right.
shield it.
I understand. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. My point is, we don't want to be here in the first place. Like being
Right,
here
right.
sucks. So my point is, we don't have good options. But it's because we're here, and like okay. So my point. So really, the question you're asking is, what do we do when we're at this range? You don't have good options. Is my point. We just never want to be at this range. So this range, it's literally all a mix-up game, and it's not a mix-up game that's like favored for us. So what do? Okay, well you can run up, overshoot, like nair. You can run back, maybe do like we're trading boomerang. You can double jump, use safe, like or not safe, empty movement. You can do all of these things. These are all mix-ups, but they're not good mix-ups. But they're mix-ups that we have to use because we're in this shitty position. So does that make sense? My point is, I like zero this range because we literally don't have any other option, and we are going to be at this in this position anyway. And yes, this position sucks.
Feel like at this spot, this is where like I want to walk forward barely to get into close range, or walk away slightly so that I'm at long range. That's like the exact point where like if I walk back and they jump at me, I can whip punish, right? And if I walk close and he stands there, I have time to engage in CQC. Or I can just
Yes,
crouch.
it's like yes and no, right? It's like again, it's like I agree with you. Those are your options, but it's still not a good range to be in because
I know. I'm just saying.
yeah,
I think I understand what I could do there, even if.
yes,
But which is why it's there is not used because look, this is literally a negative situation. How would you ever
yes.
go for this?
Well, right. It's like but again, like once you're in the situation, then it's good to do the zero because you're in the situation anyway. Is my point. But yes,
Yes, yes,
you don't
yes.
want to be in the situation in the first place.
Yeah, but that's
Correct.
why like villains don't use it because they play to not be here.
Correct. 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 But it is good. Again, it is good when you're forced to be in the situation, and like it's good to say cut like stuff people out that are like jumping towards you when you don't have any other option. Like it is good when it's like, okay, Roy is jumping at me. I'm here, and what else are you gonna do? Like you can literally Zare just be like, hey, get off me, bro. So I think that's the primary like um situation to use Zare. So I think you're using Zare in the right situation. Again, we just don't want to be here when we can.
Okay, I get it. So
Yeah.
I remember that like I never understood that like why is all saying like one of the videos he made is like um don't like use Zare, but I think I get it because if you were looking to use Zare, you're putting yourself in the like the bad mid range spot,
Yes.
right? So
Exactly.
that's why people don't use it because you have to
Yes.
go out of your way to use it. So it's like you have to
Yeah.
use it naturally, which people aren't considering because you're not using the move, so it's not natural, and it
Right.
just goes on itself.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, he spot dodged. Cool. Nice down throw. I mean,
Yeah, mess up.
obviously up air, right? At 0%, up air into, or sorry, up throw into up air. But even the down throw, you could have gotten a back air. You just didn't react. It seemed like.
That would have laid on my hands. That's like just comp.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, cool, cool landing mix up. I do that all the time. Nice pivot grab. Yep,
Yeah, that's
up
a
air. Are you gonna do the fall through? Yep,
I
fall. I love
love
that.
doing that. It's
I
so
agree.
good.
I agree. I agree. Again, see, you're kind of just like forcing a boxing situation. You see,
I
look
feel
at
fine
this.
going to
You
ledge there.
sorry?
I felt fine going to ledge there because if I knew if I got hit, it would be a sour spot.
No, I
So like
agree.
okay,
No. I think going to ledge here is good.
okay,
I think going to ledge here is good. You get iframes.
right.
You're pretty like that. If you gotten hit, you would have gotten edge guarded. You probably would have died. So I think going ledge here is good. Again, it's
Over.
like you look, you made all this. Again, I'm being a dead horse. I'm repeating myself. But again, you had all this space, and then you just run back towards him.
Be a dead horse because this is literally like the entire point anyway. This is what I have to work on anyway.
Yeah. And again, look at this too. Look at this too. This is
Okay,
another
so
thing that keeps
no
happening. Look at this.
arrow, double jump, yeah. That arrow.
You're running into his threat range.
Which is not that great.
See, like you're literally like you're running
I
into
can't
his
react to
hitbox.
this.
Correct. Correct. So again, that's sort of the issue, right? Of like how you're playing neutral.
Okay, I don't think I drift in. Okay, well he just feels I just low that
That's
time.
fine. He didn't threaten to go off
Yeah.
stage, so you're fine.
That time I respect the unreactable.
Again, see, like he didn't cover jump from ledge because it's
I think this is
tricky.
important, yeah. Okay, well, I die here,
Misses.
yeah. Miss
Yeah.
attack.
And even if you got the tag, you might have died. It's whatever. You know what you should have done, honestly.
What? Downer. Auto test downer.
Oh, well, other than that, but yes, other than that, you should have drifted away.
The ledge.
Yes, and look, here's the thing: you might have still hit stage, but you can do a slide off.
Yeah, edge cancel into like jump or ledge.
You can slide off ledge. You can slide off platforms. Like
Right, right, okay.
if you have leftward momentum, you do a slide off.
Mm-hmm. Well, this isn't as terrible as I thought because like I am technically playing neutral with a high level player and like exchanging neutral. Just like
Your movement is good. You know what I mean? Like a lot of your execution this game is pretty good. Is again, it's just like how you're choosing to play neutral is bad.
yeah. And that is what is now taken away to work on
Nice
risk
boomerang
reward and
angle. Again, like you. So again, like here, right? Like So you had a really nice boomerang angle. You forced him to shield. So right here. Really nice
Yeah.
boomerang angle. You force him to shield, and if he drops shield, he gets hit. But now, like, here's the thing. This is a free opportunity for you to pull out bomb, right? But what do? You just run forward and lag from regrab boomerang, and now you're again at this awkward spot, right?
I feel like that was a situation where I wanted to approach because he has to do something, and
But you're
I
too
can't
far
start
away.
anything because he's above me.
The problem is
It's
so
reactable too, so like
yeah. Yeah, so the problem is you're
even if
too
this is
far
good
away.
positioning, it's just too far away.
Yeah. So this but this is again, this is still good though because it's buying you time. And because it's buying you time, you get a free bomb pull from this.
Mhm.
You just kind of give it up though because you ran forward and then you're in, boomerang regrab and then it's a free punish. Again, see, like you're just running into him, and that's the problem. When he can space you out, you're not gonna win. That's his matchup. That's what I'm saying, right? It's like it's really good to box with him when you're like super close quarters, but if he's just spacing you out, you're not gonna win, and that's the problem. And that's why you have to set up your projectiles too, and that's why you have to trap him.
Okay. That was supposed to be dash before arrow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That literally just happened. Literally every time I try to trigger. Do that.
Yeah,
Try to do that in bracket. Any
but
day.
by the way, I respect this. I know you're trying to kill him with forward air, and it's just like it's so tragic.
Forward
Where
smash.
yeah, that's what I meant. Forward smash. It's just so tragic. Where like our forward smash is so tiny. We can't we can't contest people
I
coming
wanted
back.
to stutter step backwards out of range, but I messed it up.
Yeah, I feel it. It's so hard.
I
It's so hard to get those.
I literally landed one against the Fox player Pete in Winter
Mm,
Semis. So I was like, I got this basic, and then I don't. He didn't punish it, so cool. And I got it.
nice. Oh, I thought that
And he
was gonna
lived.
kill. Damn.
Let's go Battlefield.
Right.
His
Again, by
shield's
the
super
way,
low.
yeah, like here's another again, same thing as earlier, right? So you get
He can't shield the
shield.
arrow.
Yeah, you like well, he can't shield like a ton of things here. Like you okay, it's like okay, what's he gonna do? Like he has to either jump, roll, or spot dodge. Cause literally like so many things will break his shield. Like F tilt will break his shield, like down tilt will shield poke, down air will shield poke, F smash will break his shield. Like so literally you have at least a 33% chance to guess correctly, right? Because again it's like yeah, it's either spot dodge,
Mhm.
like jump, or roll away. Um so anyway, the weird thing is, and again he's the one that's like should be scared. Like he's the one that like, and again his back is like face like or sorry his back is turned to you, right? And this again you're doing like a -3 ish aerial on shield, -4 maybe with like how high you did it, right? It's like -4 aerial on shield. He doesn't have anything faster than a frame 9, and you're shielding. Why? Why?
It's okay. I got this.
Yeah, it was still good, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Like,
just like I do want to
yeah.
I do want to mention that because again, it's like that's come up at least like 3 times. Like you have like free shield pressure, and then you shield like when you don't have to.
Again, in case of risk reward, because I have more reward than risk in such a situation.
Yeah, he was in a lot of risk.
I guess
Okay,
something else I could say that makes me sort of
back air.
ignorant. Yeah, I guess it's something that makes
Okay,
me ignorant. Or,
that should have been another
oh,
like jump. Yeah.
yeah, I should have
See,
jumped.
see, like when he's there and you do
He can
neutral getup,
react.
yes, he can literally react, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's
Even if
like
I can't react, they can.
right. Yeah, yeah. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like when he's right here, you pretty much always need to go for jump. And look, sometimes he's gonna get the timing with jab, but it's literally a read. It's unreactable, right? And it's like okay, it's like and if he can react with an up air, but you're not gonna die. You're not gonna die to up air at this percent, but you are gonna die to jab back air. Also, you can do
Nice.
rising nair from ledge.
I could. I don't know if I forget that. I've gone full circle. I used to full hop there from jab all the time against Crom, and now I've forgotten it. Who am I?
Yeah, rising nair from ledge is really good, by the way.
I know. I hope I would know, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So let's see what you do. Let's see if you change things in Yoshi's. Because again, I don't want to like, I'm not trying to just like repeat myself because, we're seeing some of the same
Say
stuff.
though, I think something that makes me ignorant to the whole concept of risk reward is that I don't consider that my opponent to be scared. Like I always think they're just respecting me because like, I can't see that these guys. I have no idea if they're scared or not.
Yeah, here, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. That makes sense. But I'll say this: it doesn't even matter whether your opponent's scared or not. Like that, like obviously, like it can matter. Like it can matter in terms of like it can make them more shaky. It can make them like spaghetti, right? And that's obviously
Mm-hmm.
good for you. But at the end of the day, my point is like you can play in such a way that it doesn't matter whether your opponent's scared or not because you're just covering options well regardless of what they do. Like when his shield was so low, yeah, he was probably scared, but it doesn't matter that he's scared. Like you just have good options against that. Regardless of whether he's calm or he's scared, you just have really good options against that. You know what I mean? Like for example, if you did like a forward smash, it's like, okay, that's going to beat spot dodge because you have two hits to forward smash, right? And so that's going to beat spot dodge and it's going to beat holding shield. So that covers like two options. Oh, and it's also going to cover jump, if you did it immediately because, it's going to come out by the time he jumps probably. Like, because it anti-airs. So it covers like
Yeah.
3 out of 4 options, right? The only thing it doesn't cover is like roll, right? It doesn't matter if he's scared or not. If you're covering 3 out of his 4 options, odds are you're going to hit it. You know what I mean? Okay. Um,
I didn't punish so that could have been punished. It
again,
was high.
like, again, I'm not gonna try to beat a dead horse too much, but so here, cool, you got space, you're doing great, and then look at this, you
I
run back towards him. Why? I don't know. And then you do super high nair. Why? I don't know.
feel like I can win that interaction when in reality it's a huge risk and a huge leap of faith.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's just me overlooking nuance, which is the whole point. I didn't
Yeah,
die to that somehow.
that's good.
I'm genuinely surprised. I was genuinely surprised that
Nice.
I didn't die. But anyway,
Back there, yeah. Little late on it. Let me talk about. I think you know, right? Like that was late for 2 reasons. So one is you did it late. Like you didn't like you could have done it earlier, and
yes. And the second hit.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, and then he died.
yeah,
Or I died. Goodbye. Oh, I lived. Never mind. I died.
uppy,
I lived.
yes, nice. That was good. And
I
again, the
died.
neutral get up getting you in trouble. You should have, again like rising nair from ledge.
At that position, I'm always so scared because, like, oh my god, Swordy at ledge. What the fuck do I do?
Just nair from ledge and pray, bro. I'm telling you. That should have been an
Uh,
up air.
yeah, I know. I messed that up.
Okay, that should have been an air.
The only ledge is going to be the reason to become religious again. I swear to God. I literally just have to pray.
Oh no! Why are you rolling? Rolling sucks. Don't roll. Don't
Ah!
roll. Don't roll. Nice. See, that's really good. When you see, like, look at this. How many times have you done boomerang and like it's worked for you? Like the overwhelming like number of times that you've done boomerang, it's actually gone really well for you. You just barely do it though. That's the problem.
Yeah, I got that, which is nice, but I don't think. Oh, he just
Nice.
died. Yeah, his jump's gone.
Nice, nice. Another thing
Oh,
I'll say is bomb. I think you have a habit of always throwing bomb one on the ground and two when your opponent's pretty far away. I think like again this is not a bad option. What I'm saying is you probably also want to incorporate other angles and like spacings to your bomb toss. Like full hop bomb is actually really good because then like
right.
it'll cover this angle, so it'll cover this approach, and it'll cover it faster than boomerang, right? So then so look at this. If you do full hop bomb here, full hop bomb throw, you're covering this angle, so he can't just like run at you, right? And then that gives you time to set up boomerang, which is really good.
The main thing is I think I'm throwing it away like that because I'm scared of it exploding in my hand, which realistically isn't going to happen anyway.
Yeah, I feel you.
Wow, wonders and anxiety.
That's funny. Again, by the way,
Uh,
look at how many times you've gotten punished for going for hard read grabs in both games, like or both
Probably like
sets.
every time.
Yeah,
Like 90% of the time.
like your run up like dash up grabs that are just like hard reads, they're not working out. And again, they're super risky. So
Well,
okay, that was good. That was a good one because he had to land. He had air dodged. That should have been a back air. That's like that spacing was pretty risky for up air. Should have been a back air.
yeah. Yeah. I just, no! I hope it. Okay, well, that works
Yeah,
too. I was gonna
see
say,
that was a good backer because he air dodged again, but now you frame trapped him. That was good.
yeah,
Nice.
too far
Good.
away.
Hmm.
Oh, dude, he's literally.
Oh, nice. You do have the drift backs. I think that's the first time I've seen you do that. That's good though.
I used to do it. It's just I know I used to do it a
Oh,
lot more.
bad roll.
And we talked about it after the set. And like he literally knew that I tried to jump. He just knew, and if I jumped there, it would have missed.
Hmm.
He knew. I don't know. I swear my goal there was to jump, and I got rolled because I let go of shield.
I feel you. Yeah,
Buffer.
execution errors. Also, right here, you should probably be going for an up air.
Yeah, because if it'll either shield poke or
Yeah,
really hurt a shield.
yeah. And if he jumps, it could also catch it.
So I need to factor shield out risk reward too.
Yeah, I would say I think up air is really, really, really good against the sorties because a lot of times they're looking for full hop approaches on us because again, like our projectile walls are very annoying for them. So when they're going for full hop approaches, or again, just they're on a platform, up air is really good.
I'll need to practice my short hop, like basketball up airs. Just like short
Yeah,
hop up air, basketball right away. Just like
nice
throw it
punish.
out for a few frames instead of lingering.
Yep, nice. Good. I think you probably thought he didn't have a jump. You could have tried
Yes.
naring it again. Cool. Nice shield pressure. See, that was safe. Like, he tried to punish it and you just nared. It's great.
Change the world.
That should.
My
Oh,
final
no!
message.
Ah, that's so sad.
Goodbye.
Yeah, just execution errors. But,
Yeah.
um, good. I think you know. I think you know what I've like what my thoughts are, right?
Yes.
But now, I think we're coming up on like what are we at, like an hour
2 hours.
45 or something? Yeah,
2 hours.
so I want to ask you, so what are your questions, or what can I help with, or like do you have questions on anything, or like did I miss
Uh,
anything? Like what are your thoughts?
let's see. I have written down here. And I was surprised you didn't really get comments on like my shield habits at all. I would imagine I would get commented on, but outside of like kinetic shield, it didn't really get touched on. Where I feel like I'm putting myself in shield too much.
Well, yeah, I think I did touch on it a little bit. Maybe not enough, but yeah. Obviously you're shielding sometimes, and you can do free shield pressure. Um,
And more so
I,
when I miss something, I tend to shield right away.
say again.
When I miss something like an attack or projectile, I tend to shield.
Oh, yes, you're right about that. Um, Honestly though, I'm trying to think back to the games that you played. I didn't think they were super bad. Like actually against the Ness, like you were putting yourself in bad situations and then you were shielding, but like you had to shield there. So like actually like I don't think those shields were bad. Like obviously putting yourself in that situation in the first place was bad, but shielding after wasn't bad. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to remember your shield habits from against Roy, but I remembering your shield habits against the Nets were like your shield I think was actually pretty good overall.
And I feel like the same issues where I jump out of the corner a lot, but I feel like Well, if I'm not
You
going to
you
fight out of the
you
corner with
kind of have
Youngling,
to.
because he's kind of good at fighting out of the corner,
Yeah.
I'll have to jump.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, again,
That
I
rule.
didn't think you're I didn't I mean, again, you kind of sometimes you were kind of just like sitting in the corner when like, it's like but you didn't have to, but again, like your actual options out of the corner, I didn't think were like bad. You just, you just don't have great options out of the corner. So like it's like I think
Yes.
you were using, like fair options.
So I
Um,
suppose then what you would tell me to work on next is reframing how I play this game with the lens of risk reward and applying that to all aspects of my gameplay.
yeah, especially neutral.
Right.
Um, I think that
Like
I, I
it's
think that's your
not.
biggest thing because again, like, look, I think you have really good movement. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think I mean, your execution was a little shaky, but like you obviously
That was
have.
yeah. I have the potential to do it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like you know a lot of like the combo trees, like you hit a lot of the bread and butters, like again when your hands aren't like super shaky. So like it's like with you, I'm not worried about like teaching you like you know what I mean like hey, here are like some of the bread and butters you have to go for or like hey, here's like how you need to be moving like after you get hit or something. Like that again, generally speaking like you're pretty good at that. The problem
Mhm.
is just like your option selects in neutral and like how again like you're running towards opponents when you don't have any setup like you're running towards their hitboxes. That's the
Yeah.
bigger issue, right? That you're trying to box everything with like nair and back air. Like you're not setting up traps for your opponents. You're
Yeah.
trying to do hard call outs with grab. Like it is I do think like that's the biggest takeaway for me is like
And every
yeah.
aspect of that sort of branches up to the issue of risk reward, where if I'm going for risk option disadvantage, or trying to juggle my opponent, or trying to
Yeah.
approach, or without setup, or trying to get back to the ledge, or off the ledge, or trying to get to the ledge. It all echoes through like the concept of risk reward. And I know that I've done safer stuff in the past, so it's more so going back and reframing how I play this
Yeah.
game in a safer manner with and maximizing reward and minimizing my risk. I know if it's not necessarily how I feel in the game, but how I'm the method in which I'm playing through the game, I feel like it's not a daunting task to change it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think you've got this. Like I think you're gonna be. I mean, look, one, you're already good, and I think you're gonna be like super super good if you just like, if you just like clean up, try basically not to just hard read your opponents, right? If you just go for like safer options, you have the execution, you have a lot of the knowledge. It's like you just have to stop trying to like hard read your
Okay,
opponents.
that is how I beat Soul for the first time. Another thing about it, I would just sit back and then wait to catch his landing aerial for the 300th time out of hit stun, and then just punish that. That
Yeah,
is how I beat it the first time.
yeah, exactly. No, but literally though, like that's what you should do. I agree.
Oh, I've gone full circle for the 100th time.
It'd be like that.
Beautiful.
Um,
Well,
yeah, the only other thing I could say is because I think we have a little bit of time is I can probably show you. I can show you. I played grand finals against the Ness not too long ago, so I could maybe
okay.
show you that. Because I can't remember the last time I played against a Roy.
Oh my god. I I guess this was productive because I just feel like I was considering like the way I would go about like clearing mistakes is that I would look at the habit and not necessarily like the overall concept that I'm missing. So I would say, okay, like she'll happen in the situation or like I'm drifting in the situation, but I'm not necessarily considering the fact that I'm, foregoing the concept of risk reward,
Right, right. It's like
which
why
impact
like
everything.
here's
So if
the
I
thing
work on the
exactly. It's like
concept,
habits aren't necessarily bad, right? It's about like whether the habit is good or not. Yeah.
oh look, the
Oh,
sub you all popped up over.
oh yeah, this was Chag. Sorry. This
Go off, go off.
no, no, no. Where's the it's further back. Oh no! Is it not saved? I'm gonna be
This is
sad.
where the only Discord YouTube channel comes in that I have. Let's go. I probably have some on stage at the next matchup. Let's look.
Um oh,
Um,
are these the by date?
no link,
Yep.
Discord channel. It's so cool that I have a channel where I have a bunch of Nest. Okay, Youngling versus Nest matches. Do I have anything saved? Nothing recent. Actually, that's a lie. I have
2013.
I have a VOD of Skittles versus Send from what was
Highlights?
this? July 10th.
2 years ago, bro.
I have a set of Skittles versus Send from July 10th.
Yeah, we could probably
Offline.
watch that. Let me see though.
I'll send it
Let's
to you.
uploads. No uploads.
Isn't it cool that the Yelling Discord has re-uploaded VODs that don't get re-uploaded because Twitch channels just don't re-upload their stuff?
True. Very true. Do they have a YouTube? Let me see.
I I did the work because they don't do the work. I sent it to you,
Okay.
but
Was it
but
9 months ago? Yeah. Okay. Let me check out your.
this is Skills versus Send.
Dude,
Level up
you know
right now.
something funny? Do you know who Rocky
But
is?
I've heard of them. They're Pac-Man from
Yeah.
that area.
Apparently, there's Skittles bracket demon. I played him in a money match. Um,
Oh
I beat him, and he was like, you know what? And by the way, he's really good. And
yeah.
he was like, you know what? He's like, Skittles is always telling me how this matchup is horrible, blah blah. He's like, what do you think about this matchup? I'm like, it might be slightly losing, but it's pretty close to
It's
even.
even.
Yeah, I was thinking it's like around even. And he was like, yeah, yeah, you know what? I think the difference between you and Skittles is like, he doesn't use his brain, so I think that's a problem.
When you literally option coverage like Skittles, why do you need to use your brain on like zoning interactions? Why else would you like get stuck against Can and Hydrant? And like you could literally learn how to deal with Can and Hydrant. Like we have some of the best tools in the game to dismantle it because we do so much damage.
Well, no, but like
Like you knock it around wherever.
he apparently again like he's Skittles bracket demon. So
Dude, okay. You want a fun fact? When I got coaching for Skittles, um, I learned from him that he only thinks dealing with like three losing matchups, and he said Sephiroth was an even matchup. And you're gonna tell me he thinks he loses to Pac-Man?
wait, he thinks he has three losing matchups, and he thinks Pac-Man is one of them.
Yes, and not Sephiroth.
Skittles is
See how we're
wild,
all
bro.
so different?
Yeah, that's really funny.
I literally, I was
But by
floored.
the
Like,
way,
there's no way you think Sephiroth's an even matchup.
okay, so I know. Let's look at this though. Look, I actually think so far, and look, I'm not a big Skittles fan. I'm not gonna lie. Like, don't get me wrong.
Does this count as
He's really
coaching or
good.
no? Because we're
He's
just
really good.
watching.
He's really good. But like, he's actually using projectiles, which is great. So see, he uses this. Um, I don't actually like this because he will lose to forward air. So I don't know why he's
Well, let's
doing
see what
this.
happens. Did he lose supporter? No, he just
Because he
nared.
fell. Because like he literally didn't engage. If he kept drifting in, he would have lost to forward air.
Hey man,
But
at
look,
least Skittles not me.
good fire arrow, right? So again, he's
Why are we
zoning.
coaching Skittles?
Oh, I was just explaining like I was just saying like the
I know.
like I like his
Or
game plan, right? Of like
yeah.
zoning. Like I'm trying to contrast it, right? Because again,
Okay.
what I wanted to show was, I mean, I was trying to find my VOD against Muffin, but
Right.
um, like zoning is pretty good against Ness. See, again, he's like, ooh, I can't box, so I'm gonna B reverse arrow.
That's
Yes.
nice.
I don't know what that. Okay, this is the whiff
It
punish.
works. It works, but
That
it's
that S
kind of
match was
like
weird, but this is the whiff punish. Like the nair, normally you can't nair here, but it's a whiff punish because he's in lag, so that's good. Again, see what happens? See what happens when you get too close? You'll lose the interaction. Listen, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm kind of right about this.
Wow, I wonder why you're the one coaching here. It's almost like you're right.
Look at that! Look at that! He's trying to box. He's losing. Why?
Oh, it's like he hit a full nair, the nair on shield. It was like -10.
Yeah, I know.
And in an unfavorable situation that was low reward and high risk because he did a high nair on shield.
Yep. Now Skittles combos are godlike though. I will say that he's got me super beat on combos.
I'm trying to take every good aspect from every good Yildiz player. So I'm trying to take like your zoning, toast,
Skittles combo
toast
game,
like
yeah.
Skittles combos game, Toby's raw RPS neutral. Toast diligence to follow up on his pressure neutral.
Yeah,
What
look at
else?
this.
Like
Look at this. You, he's losing every time. Like I'm just saying.
raise you get Ness. My favorite part of the coaching session. And yeah, you can't do that. You can't
And
do that.
by the way, what did I say?
Roll
I
sucks.
said don't roll from ledge. What happened when he rolled from ledge? He died. That's what happened. Like all I'm saying is I look.
Hey, right?
I don't have the best execution. I don't have a good combo game, but I kind of understand matchups. That's all I'm saying.
Let's game, you know? Also, Ness dash attack is fake, never kills.
Yeah, it'll kill it like one something, like 150 or something.
170,
Yeah.
180. I've seen Roy live it at 190.
Damn, that's ugly.
Oh, you want to know how Grand's the tournament ended since I got third?
Um. Oh yeah, how did it end?
So Skull Kid was up 2-0 against Hughes Roy. Then he fucking salsa Ike and 6-0 Skull Kid.
Oh damn, that's wild.
He tried going Min Min too. Like Skull Kid has a Min Min, but didn't work. Well, Hugh is like basically a PR player, so
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
above everyone else.
I feel it.
Chicago like is just so to the point where like being top 20 on the PR, literally being 20th on the PR means like you have a net win and you like got top 8 and like the top 4 are like seven locals that have 100 plus people.
Bruh, bruh.
Yeah, you like number 20 on the PR has a net win. This is how deep it goes.
Also, yeah, that's wild. That's absolutely wild. Also, he literally just needed to pummel like 4 times. Why did he pummel once? He would have killed him. What's up with that, bro?
I don't know, but he probably wasn't thinking.
You can't mash out of it at that percent. He literally could have pummeled like 4 times and killed him.
Well, hindsight,
Yeah.
I don't think Skittles was fully considering the implication, or maybe he just thought it would kill, which I respect. But you kind of forget that up throw is an F throw. Like that was the throw we used to use back in the days of this game when it first came out. God, remember how we all used to use up throw maliciously, and
I
now
know.
what? F throw.
Look at that! He runs in, gets hit. Oh my god.
It's almost like you can't box with Ness. Who would have thought?
Oh my god.
I like doing up like that to the ledge because it hits the area, but if they parry it, you just die.
Yeah.
See, like that's so good. Look at this.
That is.
Like,
This is great. This is I recommend. I do the same shit. I do the same shit. I agree. That's good stuff. Yeah, like again, it's like when he's using projectiles, it's good. When he does stupid aerials on his shield, he loses.
yeah. Is this what Rocky means by Skittles' brain dead sometimes, where like Skittles will just do the downers like that? Like I see that, and I'm like, what the hell? Like that's like literally that goes against the entire concept of risk reward.
Yeah.
If you're not Game and Watch, please don't do that.
Yeah. But yeah, see, anyway, my point is, it's kind of funny. It's literally showcasing the exact thing I was talking about with the matchup. It's like
Okay,
when he's playing the game plan I was saying, it's working out for him
it's
great.
working
And
out.
when he's
When
not,
not,
he's losing.
okay, this is another side question, but do you ever watch like other younglings and just hate parts of their gameplay? Like you don't even want to hate it, you just do, and you feel like you can't watch it. Is
I
that
mean,
normal?
it's literally just like Skittles neutral is that for me. I'm not gonna lie. I think
Like, okay, I thought it was just me. I thought it was like dumb
no,
that I feel
his
like I just can't watch gameplay sometimes a youngling because I'm just thinking like,
yeah
why are they
no
doing this and that? Like I try to understand it, but it's just like I don't like this.
Skittles neutral actually makes me cringe. His combo game is amazing. I love his combo game, but his
His
neutral
body
definitely
coverage is
makes me
great,
cringe.
but what is? It's not learn, man.
You know. Anyway, well, good stuff. I think that's what I had. I don't want to we're not gonna review the whole
Yeah.
pod or anything.
We'll call another time. Just
Yeah.
rage and laugh at Skittles. That sounds like a good time. We should do this. It's funny.
Yeah. Well, cool. That is all I have, my friend. Again, unless you have anything else for me.
No, that's about it. All I would do is just transfer my notes onto a document. I'll do that afterwards, and yeah. So I have PayPal open now.
Okay, thanks so much. I'm gonna stop streaming now.